all those things. Remember, when you are recording yourself on WhatsApp, get on a place that is quiet. Tusiweke volume ya TV juu. Mahali kuna ka silence, mahali kuna light, na ujirecord. 20 seconds na unatuma ujumbe yako. Question ndio rahisi sana. We asking you, what questions? I imagine hii swali nakuuliza na kupatia time free. But of course, remember there's a reason why I'm asking you. What questions do you have about playing professional football? What questions do you have about playing professional football? Send us a WhatsApp video clip with your question. Start with your name. And then, of course, tell us where you're watching this particular show from and ask that particular question. So today you're asking us the question. So tuma hizo WhatsApp clip as many as you can. Many times I'll be sending those WhatsApp. Nitakutumia credit in a bit. You can call us in live on our numbers you can see below the screen. Please send one so you can share that particular clip. 20 seconds, usipitishe, ikuwe hapo imefika hapo hivyo. So hivyo tunafanya hii shughuli leo, tuma as many times as you can. And the reason why we're asking about professional football is because I have a team, an international team, team kubwa that nurtures football talent in the men's category, in the boys category. This team was founded many years ago with a very serious mission and an objective. They're based in Western Kenya. I've just put it generally in Western Kenya. And it's a team that participates in the FKF Division 1. They were recently promoted. They had a stint in the National Super League, ile Super League Division 2 ya Kenya, the second tier of our national football team league in 2020-2021 season. But wakarudi, but sasa sahi wamechangamka. This particular day, on this great occasion, I have Soy United Football Club. Soy United Football Club. I have definitely managed. They have been having a busy schedule this week. They have been having a tour of the capital. I have I have, of course, the team leader of this particular team. Team leader, yeye ndio chairman. In fact, I don't even need to show who is the team leader amongst these people. Munaweza ona tu team leader. Ama nikusalimia tu. Anajulikana kama Edwin Ayiro.
Yes.
Ya pili kwa ni the middle name.
Chahili.
Hiyo, that one. He's the team leader, yeye ndio kusema, yeye ndio kukohoa, he's a guy. And then we have Eric Musonye.
Yeah.
Ule wa Sekafa. Are you related?
No, we are not.
Okay, sisi Waluo tunachukua tu jina bora ni mzuri na ni kubwa. Karibu sana Eric. Then we have, of course, Cedric Siambi. Hawa wangwana, hawa wawili, they can play football and they can play with media equipment. They can play with branding, they can play with marketing. Hawa wawili. But of course, the reason why they are here, some of the players are currently featuring in some friendlies, which they will take. Then niko na ndugu yangu hapa. It's good to see you, bro.
Niaje.
We anajulikana kama Joseph Kuria. Our gang, Sports Extravaganza gang on this particular show every Saturday. Karibu sana.
Pleasure.
Our girlfriends for this show, they're stuck in Kampala, Uganda. They had gone there to watch the Africa Cup of Nations qualifier. Harambee Stars against Zimbabwe. They should be coming back as the team went to South Africa. But thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming. Poleni, najua we have a lot of masculinity hapa ndani, but msijali. Later on, the reason why we ask you about professional football is that I have a talent scout and an agent in football who can assist you, can assist Soy United players play professional football internationally. Atakuwa hapa baadaye. Nilikwambia leo nimepika ikaiva. Na mjibu swali yangu na mtume WhatsApp. Hivyo ndo tutafanyanga kwa Sports. Let me just get into haraka. But also later on I'll be showing you some things that happened earlier today. My very good friend Kempes announced his presence. But first of all, let's get into the rise of Soy United Football Club. Edwin, hii team kwanza tuambie leo kwa wapi mnafanya nini na hii wiki mlikuwa mnafanya nini? Of course, so can understand. I'm sure they've seen some Soy United jerseys around. Why are you around Nairobi?
Thank you. Currently, we are here for a week-long pre-season tour, which commenced on Sunday. We normally bring these boys here to interact with the best coaches, go through some training with these coaches, but also we've done some CSR activities. We normally do it back at home, but we said that this time around here in Nairobi, we'll be here. So we've visited Nairobi West prisons. The other day we were at Mathare Mental Hospital. And so basically it's a team building exercise and also part of our pre-season plan as we gear for the new season.
Yeah, of course, that's indeed true. We have some, we shall be airing some of the training sessions. Remember, they also had a game they played against Kenya Commercial Bank. In under, you have the Rise of Soy United Football Club cutaways. They are there so you can see who is in that particular team so they can see themselves. You know, my people in Western Kenya, wanapenda kujiona. Eric Msonye is, of course, one of, he's actually media and...
I do sales and marketing.
Sales and marketing, brands and sales and marketing. Yeah, he, of course, does the brand and sales marketing for Soy United. And so far, of course, this week, how successful has that particular sector or segment of your office been as Soy United were in, how can I say, in the high altitude in Nairobi?
Nairobi has been fantastic.
Yes.
Thanks to the able leadership of our patron.
Yes.
Imekuwa successful sana. Because back at home, tunafanya branding too on a local environment. Kwa watu wa home. But sasa, now that we're in the city, we're doing it on a very bigger platform and it's a success to Team Soy.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Of course, my good friend Joseph, you can always, I'm sure you have several questions later on. Whenever nikatiza any time you want to share into that. And we shall be able to see some of the pictures and the footage that we're able to capture about Soy United playing. They have a good coach and all those things, of course, which Edwin will share with us. But Cedric, how long have you been with Soy United and why have you been Soy United? And where do you see yourself in future? You know, why? The question is why. Watu nyumbani wakikuuliza, ukirudi nyumbani kwa boma, ukitoka Soy United kwa mazoezi, wanakuulizanga why, unawajibu nini?
I feel Soy United is home.
Yes.
So that's the only question because it's a good family. I've been with Soy since last year around November. There I joined in November.
Yes.
I came, I was just quoted by the team leader. He said that come and help us and assist the club in developing a media platform.
Yes.
So I came on board last year, November. I remember it was on 8th. I came up and we set up a plan on how we should, the club should be visible on the digital space and in the media at large. So basically my work is about just branding the club on the digital space.
Okay. Now, Edwin, this team, looking at his history, in 2020 you had the best. You are on cloud 9 in 2020, 2021. NSL. NSL is one of the most competitive leagues you can have in the country. NSL and the championship in the UK is almost at par, as in it's very difficult. Jose, you're allowed to interrupt me and ask a question. But Edwin, what happened? Mmekuja 2020 mmefika poa and then...
Yeah, I would...
what happened in 2020?
2020 was unique because we had been on a steady rise. A season at each division, from the county to Division 2 to Division 1, then we were at the NSL. And at that time is when we had a bit of a soccer reality dawning on us that, you know, we are traversing the country.
Yes.
And we are just a small village team, you would call it that. And of course, the logistical aspects of it became too enormous for one individual. And secondly, during that time, I would say by bad luck, we started to have issues at the top in regard to the caretaker coming in and all that. So it took a toll on us. And after that grueling season, we were relegated back to Division 1. And then we played in the caretaker league again and took some time off to just reflect. And now we are back. Yeah, so 2020 will always remain special. Yeah. Bittersweet, I would say.
Yeah, indeed. Yes, Joseph.
So you've talked about logistics and you've talked about how you've risen to where you are. I would want to know, in terms of scouting,
yes.
Scouting yenu inakuaje? Do you have someone specifically ambaye ana scout or who scouts for you?
Yeah, well,
as you answer that, you say where, of course, Soy United is based.
Yeah.
Pale kwa kijiji mpaka penye iko town.
Yes. Soy United, we come from Likuyani constituency. That's in Kakamega County. Our scouting apparatus involved schools. Yeah. We have teachers who are part of our scouting team. We also have coaches. We've made good rapport with coaches. Yes. So the coaches who interact with these school-going kids refer them to us. But more importantly, we traverse the regions. We go through these areas. Yes. For example, I would mention like 2 players. Sharif Musa, for example. Sharif Musa was scouted from school, but on his journey to come to Soy United, it was only through a tournament. And there was hearsay that there's something big somewhere. And I had to go there, literally, with the person who was referring us to him. So you see, we take it as our responsibility also. We ourselves are scouts in our own right. Part of the management, part of the supporters groups, because all these players within the Western region, you would name 1 or 2 players who are not on our radar in terms of capacity. But at that grassroots level, we reach out and we are all over. And it's not only in Western. We've also picked some good talents from Nyanza, which are currently plying their trade at National Super League level and even at the Kenya Premier League level. So we have some good semblance of scouting down there.
Indeed.
Yes.
And let me also ask, Joseph. Eric, I know this Soy does not work in isolation. Like Soy has the community, Soy has maybe the county government, Soy has the MP friends, Soy has the MCA friends. Who are these companies, organizations, or groups, or chief, or liguru, or nani, who are part of this particular project? Who are they, and what is their role in that particular team, and how long have they been with the Soy United? It's very important to mention them because wako saa hii usipowataja unabaki Nairobi, usirudi Likuyani.
Thank you so much. The main sponsor of Soy United up to date is the community of Soy, the community of Likuyani and Eldoret, the environs of Likuyani. Hatuna yule mtu specific we can say is sponsoring Soy United, just from his pocket, and of course the gate collections that we do. We charge 50 bob a match, and that's what we do to try to keep these boys going. So generally, we don't have a specific sponsor or a partner, but we're looking for one, and hopefully God will do wonders this season as we shoot to our journeys to the NSL. We are here already in Division 1, so we're going to NSL, and we need these partners on board, and we have some goodies for them too. Thank you.
Cedric Siambi, the times we've been with Soy United, what are some of the challenges? Wacha tuanze, some of your success stories, of course, which Edwin has already shared. Some of your success stories in terms of players or what you did that the community liked. What are these things? And then what are some of the challenges and how have you overcome them? Because tuko na timu mingi zinakuagana shida huku mtaani, sponsors, boots, nini, blah, 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 blah. But they end up overcoming these challenges and turning up to be the same way you are as you grow up. Hizi ni gani? Tuambie those success stories. Ziguzie.
Thank you, Tony. I can say some of my success stories, I can say is just lifting the numbers up in the digital space. When I came on last year in November, the club had a numbers of around 8.2k followers on Facebook. But as at now it's September, we have 60,000 followers on Facebook. That's a huge milestone. And also we came up, I saw the club there's a need for a broader form of engagement on the social media. The club currently has a YouTube channel, a TV, I can call it Soy United TV on YouTube, whereby our replays, training sessions, which are captured in video, are placed there. And also as a club, we're also working on to have a website such that we can also have our news updates will be going on the website. That's part of our story. Maybe the challenges, they're not many, because as a club, we have tried at our level best to have at least equipments that can make the communication unit of the club at least more efficient. Maybe you can say the challenges of having more cameras. We have a number of them, but we need more because as we target go at the top level, we'll need more advanced telecommunication gadgets such as maybe cameras, and these are the things we are looking up to. Maybe as the season goes by.
Indeed. Yes, yes.
So I have a question to Eric.
Yes.
Right. So you're in charge of marketing.
Yes.
So I'd want to know. We've talked a lot in this show about sponsors coming in.
Yes, sir.
So do you have a specific sponsor, and if not, what or how are you approaching, and what are the plans to get a sponsor?
Thank you so much. Firstly, the sponsors on board, I can say what I've been pushing as I forgot to mention the sports hub that we have. We have 2 sports hubs that we sell merchandise
Yes.
for the team. That's one of our main sponsors. Even if you see this season, we are using the sports hub and branding as our training kit sponsor. That's our main sponsor. Now, matters partners, we are open to any partner who wishes to sell his product, maybe service or anything. We are not limited to this kind of partners or anything.
Okay.
Because, for example, Tony,
Yes.
if you, for example, during our match days, people consume like 15 bills of water, branded Soy United. We imagine, kama ingekuwa ni maji ya a certain company, you see,
Yeah.
that sells. We don't need a main partner like a big company to propel your product or something.
So
we
you
are
can
diverse
get
to
your own
anything.
products.
Yeah. Again, we can even imagine on match days, we sell up to around, how many tickets? Around 200 tickets. By 50, you see we have good money.
Yes.
So if you bring in your product or service,
You were selling.
what do you think?
That's good. That's income. That's revenue
Yeah.
for you.
So we are not focusing on a main sponsor as such. We are focusing on a partner. Someone who can come on board, we partner and see how we can move this thing and make sports beneficial to these players and young talents that we have at Soy.
Indeed, that's true. If you're joining us, this is Soy United Football Club, the part of the management. I know there is, from Soy, I know my good friend is known as Chebunet. Chebunet, Philip Chebunet. And I'm sure maybe he has a relationship with this team in one way or the other. Ayiro, umesalimiwa sana na Philip. Who is Philip Chebunet? Comes from Wasingishu, my very good friend. Amesema ana watch show kutoka Kericho. I'm sure he has a hand in this, or has your friends.
Yes.
Who is Philip? Philip, leo tunakutoanisha leo hewani.
We have so many Philips around the team.
Yes.
All I'm saying is that we have indeed good fanatic
Yes.
supporters.
Like one of them here.
And we really appreciate them. And they've also given us the added impetus to try and make the club different.
Yeah.
We are a community club that does not have issues. We don't, because we've opened the doors for them.
Yes.
They participate in what we want to implement. For example, when we were setting up perimeter Mabati structure around the pitch, we told them we are going to do that. And they saw value in it by saying each home match, it's going to be 50 shillings. That value is that we managed to take care of the players, for example, their foodstuffs at the hostels and all that. So the community is very dear to us, and they are the people who keep us going here and there. I would say on matters partnerships, as our colleague had asked, who are we looking at? Tony, nobody in this room has written many proposals than I, or has signed off.
I can imagine, yes.
And the reality is that our game does not attract too much goodwill across the divide. And so it becomes difficult for clubs to try and easily get sponsorship. So for Soy United, we are looking at partnership. For example, and this I'm just putting as an example, TV47, for example, has been our partner even for these few hours because we've been given a platform for brand visibility. So when you look at the gains you can tap in terms of those partnerships, if you have clothing stable, for example, saying that, look, you guys, you have your own sports and branding hub, we are going to do like 1,000 pieces.
Yeah.
And out of those 1,000 pieces, you are going to keep 20 shillings per piece. And as we are going to sell off that, that generates on-source revenue within the club. So that's how we thought, let us venture into sports and branding. And we do sell sports equipments. We have, we brand sports items and all that. So we see it as a way of being self-sustainable. But at the same time, we are partnering with the outside world. So it is a plus and win-win situation for us on that.
Indeed.
Yes.
That's very important indeed. Joining, my name is Tony Kwalanda, this is Sports Extravaganza. I have a question of the day, of course, just before we continue with this conversation. And Edwin will also be telling us how they plan to improve and take their talent to the US or Uganda or to English Premier League or to the Qatari Premier League or to any other leagues across the world. And that's why we have, of course, a talent scout and agent in the house later on to share that story. That's why we're asking, what questions do you have about playing professional football? Send those videos, send those 20-second video clips. The numbers, you can see them on your screen. I'll read them. 0795, the number ya kupiga. Then WhatsApp, there is a number as well for WhatsApp. When you're sending your 20-second WhatsApp video, please go to a quiet place or reduce the volume of wherever you are and then record that 20-second WhatsApp with your question. And you stand a chance of winning airtime. I have airtime. I'll be sending airtime right now. My tab, the tab that we get our WhatsApp videos inakuja. Tunasoma, inaweka hewani, tunakutumia do. In fact, we'll be sending you airtime enough to make you go watch 2 games of Soy United wakicheza. So nakutumianga airtime uende watch game. Mimi nasaidia community huko ya Likuyani. Because Likuyani are my good people. Likuyani and where I was vying for my MCA in 2022, that is Manda Shivanga, sisi ni majirani. Nadanganya Edwin. So of course, Soy United is close to my home, close to my heart as well. That's why we are here to support. So what questions do you have about playing professional football? We have an expert as well in the house later on this particular show. We'll be able to give you the insights. And we'll also be sharing who this particular sports management team, which players that are under them. Tutaonyesha hiyo baadaye. So send as many times you can call us in live. The numbers are below your screen. WhatsApp number iko hapo chini yako 0793267279, hiyo ni WhatsApp. Na hiyo ingine ni ya 0795 ni ya kupiga. So piga simu, enda kwenye WhatsApp. Let me bring in Siambi amenyamaza sana. Siambi, Soy United. What plans do you have? Like umesema venye mko na numbers mingi kwa social medias. What strategy do you have for the next online? Unajua, share your story about how Soy has managed to be very active from those numbers you've shared to the numbers you are and what you're planning to, which numbers you're planning to reach, so that other teams that are coming up, they know the importance of their presence online, not only just for pitch, but also online.
Yeah, thank you once again. I can say that we have many plans, yes. But maybe someone wants to know how maybe running social media.
Yeah, the way they can reach you as well.
First, we usually post right content that is needed. We post content that involves the day-to-day activities of the club. Yes. This ranges from training session, yes, match days, and maybe also we have previews and post-match interviews from the players themselves and also the members of the technical bench, and also other things that relates with the club, only content that is related to the club. And that's, I think, what's mainly we bring it on. Mm-hmm. And maybe our plan is to continue to help the club be popular, more so on the digital space. We want Soy United to be talk of town everywhere. If you
are you going to market it in kwa watu wa Mrima?
Watu wa Mrima.
Na Mrima, mnaenda kuimarket lini huko watu wa Mrima? Wanataka kuwa part of the team. Kina Kinyanjui wanataka kuchezea Soy United bana.
We know we are working on that. Such that the club, right now we are at 60,000 followers on Facebook. Yes. On Instagram we have around 5.9K. Yes. On YouTube we started, YouTube is our latest platform. We started it around in June, and right now it's around 500 subscribers plus, and we are urging our fans to help us grow the platform by subscribing. And also by the time because according to our strategic plan is by the year 2027, we should be in the top tier. That's the FKF Premier League. And right now, as we are targeting going to the Super League, we want by the end of the season at least, we should be maybe at 80,000 fans on the digital space. That's maybe our plan as we're going forward.
A follow-up
yes,
question.
Joseph.
A follow-up question on that. And actually, I think Tony read my mind.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, there are some places, definitely like TL vile amesema, logistical issues hamjafika your place.
Kweli.
But there is a talent iko pale and he wants to reach out to you. And anafikiria anaweza saidika akikuja kwenyu. So how do they basically reach out? Is it only on social media ama there is probably a way like direct contact line that like anaweza piga to
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Niangalie.
Oh,
Mwangalie huko. Umepiga shot hapa.
okay. We also have a way for maybe when someone wants to make an inquiry about our club.
Yes.
First of all, our social media handle, you can message us. We are usually timely in replying messages.
Yes.
You can reach us out through Facebook, Soy United Football Club.
Yes.
You can send your message there. Or alternatively, you can also do the same via Instagram, DM, direct message. You'll also get a live reply. Or else, you can also just take your phone and make a call. I can read the number.
Read it. Soma number.
You can call
Na usome pole pole ndo andike chini.
through 0701 532 401. That's the communication number you can call, and maybe you have an inquiry about the club, then you'll be sorted.
Sasa mnajua penye mnaweza kutafuta Soy. And of course, just before you continue, I'll also need to bring in stories about what is happening in the Football Kenya Federation road to elections. Remember, Soy United are part of the Football Kenya Federation Division 1. So they have to know or understand or start thinking about who will be in charge of the presidency. So the number, of course, below on your screen. And I'd like to, my director, of course, has that story about the Football Kenya Federation presidency. One of our top former footballers, international, Sammy Owino, Kempes, announced his intention to vie for the presidency of the Football Kenya Federation earlier today here in the capital, Nairobi. We should be having some of the cutaways of that particular event. I know it's an event which had the likes of former Kenya international Sammy Sholei. There was also former Harambee Stars coach Ghost Mulee, who was at that particular event. I don't even know if you have any of the cutaways from that particular event. So right now, let's listen into, if you have the up sound of Kempes. Kempes is, of course, the one who's running for presidency. Let's listening to what Kempes, the first bite that he had to say about his presidency.
You know, I've coached football at the highest level. I've been a professional coach. I've been coached at the amateur level. I've coached youth. I've coached adults. I've managed football at all levels. I've managed a professional youth team. I have also been part of the building the sports infrastructure within the North Texas area in the U.S., which is one of the largest soccer areas in the whole country. So I was involved in that process where U.S., when I was there, was not a very big in football, but now it's one of the top nations in football. So I was part of that experience in growing that football. As a result, I'm very well respected. If you go to North Texas and talk to people about me that know me, I'm very well respected there. I've owned one of the top academies in the U.S. The academy was ranked the #1 academy in North Texas, which is one of the top regions in the country. I have relationships with organizations all over the world, including Germany and England and Spain, that we can leverage. I have a history of running things with integrity. If you go to where I come from, I'm respected because I do things with integrity. I have built multiple complexes, soccer complexes, like anything you've not seen here. I've been able to build complexes that have multiple fields and are good quality. So I have that experience. So I've also, on the corporate world, I am an engineer by education and profession. I've worked with some of the top organizations in the world. engineering companies as well as software development companies. So if you look at the body of work that I have done, I don't think there's anybody that comes close to the qualifications that I have to be able to.
That is the Kempes, Sammy Owino, who is vying for president. We also have, I think you also have another up sound of him during that particular event here in the capital. Or let's bring in, first of all, Sammy Sholei, who has been a former leader in the Football Kenya Federation in the country, has held top positions in FKF or FKL, whichever it was. So listening to why he was supporting Kempes.
With the former presidents. Nick Mwendwa, we have a history with him. He's one of the reasons that I went into football politics. Back then when the late Hatmi was the president of football, Harambee Stars wasn't performing well. So at some point we converged. It was Sammy, myself, Nick Mwendwa, Amimo, Patrick Korir, you know him, and Robert Mudhomi. We used to be the five of us. So now we decided, okay, now we need to go into this thing. So who do we push from the five of us? So we decided to ask Nick to go for the position. But Nick then wasn't ready. So then Amimo decided to jump on me. Oh, Sholei, because you played soccer, you have a big name, and your business is also doing well, because, in terms of management. So I think you would be the best option from us. That is how I found myself into football politics. So when I campaigned, we merged with Hussein Mohamed, you remember? And as we speak today, I think we still have unfinished project with Hussein Mohamed, but unfortunately, I'm on the other side of the campaigns. Now, I have worked with Hussein Mohamed, I've worked with Nick Mwendwa, I have worked with Sam Nyamweya, and now Sammy Owino Kempes. I met Sammy Owino Kempes a year before last year, and I sat down with him, and we discussed a lot of, football, Kenya football matters, and I thought he had something for Kenya, and that is the reason why I decided to watching football in so many stadiums in this country. Do you want to tell me that person does not qualify to vie for the position? That is basically our reasoning. If this thing is let loose for everyone and anyone else out there to come and vie for position.
That was Sammy Sholei, former FKF. He's explained why, the reasons why alitoka huku, akaenda huku, akatoka huku, akaenda huku. FKF presidency, it's a hot seat. Even me, I'm keeping my cards under the table. You never know. I might be announcing my presidency very soon. Just before we move on and, of course, engage Soy United, I have our radio presenter, Radio 47 presenter, Lucky Heriano, right now has pitched tent in Bungoma, where champions of the East Africa Secondary School Games, St. Joseph's, have just received some serious heroic welcome. Lucky Heriano, please give us the mood. Share with us the atmosphere in Bungoma as they welcome their East Africa champions.
Thank you so much, Tony Kwalanda. I'm coming live from Trans Nzoia County, not from Bungoma, as you have earlier said. I'm in Trans Nzoia County, where we have the national champions. I'm talking about the reigning champions, St. Joseph Boys, that have just been doing great things. Nitakuwa naongea kwenye lugha ya Kimombo kwa Kiswahili, maana kwa faida ya msikilizaji na mtazamaji aweze kuelewa kimepesi, maana najua kwamba ni shughuli pevu ambayo tumeweza kuandaliwa katika shule hii, na ni shule ambayo imenawiri sana kitaifa, county, mabibabe wao baada ya kuangusha, nazungumzia wenzao St. Anthony's Boys, na kwenda kupata tiketi ya kushiriki katika makala ya kitaifa eneo hili na kuweza kutamba kule maeneo ya Kisii. Kwa hivyo nitakuwa najiunga tu na baadhi ya walimu hasa katika michezo mbalimbali. Nitakuwa naanza naye Bwana Okanda katika mchezo wa handball, ambao wanasema kwamba wameweza kunawiri sana, japo waliweza kubanduliwa katika hatua ya county, japo wasema kwamba bado wazidi kufanya mazoezi. Unaangalia kule nyuma yangu naona kwamba wanazidi kuendelea na mazoezi kabambe kuhakikisha kwamba wanaanza upya tena mambo yalivyokuwa. Kwa hivyo nitakuwa naanza naye Bwana Okanda. Bwana Okanda, karibu sana ndani ya TV47. Hii ni Sports Extravaganza naye Tony Kwalanda. Unasemaje habari ya leo? Hali kijibaridi naona iko hapa, na matayarisho kuna maana gani?
Tumeshukuru sana kwa kufika. Ndio. Hapa matayarisho iko sambamba. tunajaribu kutayarisha timu yetu katika michezo ya upili mwaka ujao.
Ndio.
Kila kitu tunafanya sambamba. Ikibaini kwamba tuliweza kupoteza katika maeneo ya county, lakini tuliweza kupata wanafunzi wetu watatu ambao walituwakilisha taifa katika under 17 kule Ethiopia.
Ndio.
So we are actually training very hard because we are preparing for next year, and I think next year the sky is just the limit.
Kwa hivyo kwa faida ya mtazamaji na shabiki wa mchezo huu wa handball, nisema kwamba ni mbinu zipi ambazo nyinyi mnatumia kuhakikisha kwamba mnazidi kuwapiku wale wapinzani wenyu?
Sisi ni bidii tu, kuja uwanjani, kutrain, whether it rains or it doesn't rain, sisi tuko uwanjani. So I think that is what makes us a team. We train hard and we'll continue to train hard until we achieve what we want. Yeah.
Wenda lengo lenyu mwaka huu ulikuwa kufika katika Afrika Mashariki, lakini hamkufika pale, mkabanduliwa katika hatua ya county. Je, ni yapi ambayo mlifunza, na kwa faida ya mtazamaji, yapi ambayo mnatarajia msimu ujao?
Sisi, the reason why we lost ni kwa sababu our team was young. Actually we just introduced handball this year, and then most of our players walikuwa form 1, and then there are those ones ambao tulikuwa tumeintroduce as form 2. So I think maturity wise wako wamemature, but I think with this continuous training by next year they will be very much mature. And then we also preparing them to play even to compete at the National League, which is going to begin very soon. Yes.
Wengi wanauliza kwamba pale nyumbani hasa wazazi, mwanafunzi huwa analinganisha vipi masomo na michezo? Hapa shule kwenye St. Joseph Boys, maana hasa ni shule ambayo inatambulika kwa masuala ya kitabu, pia mko vizuri, michezoni mko sawa. Sijui siri ni nini?
Siri ni bidii tu. Alafu the trust we have in our students. Alafu ile we having the mind that sports also make the child become more active also in class. Yeah.
Na kwa kabla kuachilieni niweze kusema naye, angalau nahodha upande wa timu hii yupo. Kuna swala zima ambalo watu wako wanauliza kwamba tumekuwa na swala zima la mamluki, tukipenda katika lugha ambayo inaeleweka, wachezaji ambao wanafunzi ambao sio wachezaji wanahusishwa katika vikosi mbalimbali. Sijui kama mwalimu Okanda, wewe katika timu yako hii ya handball umeshuhudia kitu kama hicho, na kama lipo suluhu ni nini? Maana tunapata kwamba tunaponza vipaji, sio kupatia tunanyima vijana wadogo nafasi, tunapatia mamluki. Sasa unapata mwalimu yuko uwanjani anacheza mchezo.
I think we need to give the child his chance. Kwa sababu wanafunzi ndio ambao we preparing for the future generation, and then we give them the chance. The games these competitions belongs to the child. Kama wale ambao wanatumia mamluki, the best thing they need to do they should be punished thoroughly.
So do you think we should come with a law?
Maybe we proposed punitive measures. Ile ambayo mwalimu labda akipatikana, there are some punishment that he has to face. Alafu kama huyo mwanafunzi maybe should be apprehended. Yeah.
Bila shaka yote huyu amekuwa ni mwalimu Okana. Kabla kumaliza, maana naambia kwamba muda unakwenda kama unasukumwa, niko naye pia nahodha wa timu hii ya handball shule ya upili ya St. Joseph. Unasemaje rafiki yangu, unaitwa nani na imekuwaje, safari imekuwaje?
Naitwa Kennedy Onyango. Na safari ya handball imekuwa mzuri sana. Nilianza kujifunza handball nikiwa kidato cha kwanza, sasa niko katika kidato cha pili. Nimeona ni michezo nzuri.
Umalizia tu, maybe unalenga nini? Unajiona aje siku za usoni kule pembeni? Unajiona unataka kufikia vigezo vipi ama kufikia hatua gani?
Mimi nikimaliza shule yangu ya upili nadai niende katika university, niendeleze huu mwendo wangu wa handball, na niwe shupavu wa niwe mzuri sana katika mchezo huu.
Asante sana na kila laheri. Bila shaka yoyote mtazamaji, na pamoja na Tony Kwalanda anasema kwamba imekuwa tu mchezo wa handball ambao tumezidi kuangazia, lakini kuna michezo mingi tu ambayo inafanyika katika shule ya. Sasa unajulikana katika mchezo wa kabumbu vile vile waliweza kuangusha mahasidi wao wa jana, nazungumzia St. Anthony's nilivyotaja pale awali. Nilikuwa nasema naye pia mwalimu wa mchezo wa soka ukipenda football, bwana Amos Juma Wanda, ambaye pia ameweza kutamba sana shule hiyo hadi Afrika Mashariki, japo akaweza kubanduliwa katika hatua zile za makundi, japo walifanya vizuri, na pia tumeona kwamba ni shule ambayo tajika sasa katika mchezo wa kabumbu. Hata hivyo nitakuwa nazidi kukita kambi eneo hili bwana Kwalanda kuweza kupatia kila tukio kiwanjani, na vile vile kwa faida ya mtu apigia picha wangu bwana Isaac Fwamba, na ameweza kuhakikisha kwamba unapata picha angavu mtazamaji. Zidi kukaa, manake unajua kwamba ndani ya Radio 47 mimi Lucky Eriano, Freda Rocho, Hassan Mwana Ali, Tony Kwalanda na Shata Boy tutakuwa tunafanya mambo katika malimwengu ya kabumbu. Tukutane tena kiwanjani.
Asante sana ndugu yangu Lucky Heriano na Fuamba pale akiwa kama eneo ya Trans Nzoia County. Lucky Heriano, umefanya kazi nzuri sana. Shukrani kwa kujuza masuala ambayo yanafanyika pale katika shule ya St. Joseph's, mabingwa wetu pale katika michezo kwenye michezo ya Afrika Mashariki. Thank you so much Lucky Heriano. Kwa hivyo mkifikia kwamba sijui Kiswahili, najua kupiga Kiswahili pia. Mkitaka piga sheng, tutapiga sheng. Mkitaka kumolome luluya, tuko sawa. Lazima nijai mtu wangu Joseph. Na watu wajeni lingo. This is Sports Extravaganza. Niko na Joseph hapa ndani, Joseph Kuria. Niko na Edwin Ayiro, team leader wa Soy United. Niko na Eric Musonye, mkubwa pale wa brands wa Soy United. Pia niko na Cedric Siambi. Yeye ndo msee kusema mambo ya media na strategy pale Soy United. Wako hapa of course to share the good story. Of course you see one of the schools they might be getting talent is St. Joseph's. We connect, everything is intertwined. Nasikia kwamba, remember we had asked you a very simple question if you're joining us. We had asked you, what questions do you have about playing professional football? I have a talent scout, an international talent scout, Ako in the house. You send us a short 20-second WhatsApp video clip. On WhatsApp is 0793267279. Your number ya WhatsApp. Call us in live 0795045864. Piga simu. Ulize maswali. Wacha nisome maswali kadhaa hapa. I've already sent several airtime to some of you. Kuna ndugu yangu hapa anaitwa Daniel Otieno from Kisii University. Tayari ako na airtime. Swali moja jamaa anauliza hapa. I have a question. How does one become an FKF president? Wewe umesikiza Sami Owino Kempes. Haya ni maswali gani unaniuliza? But anyway, swali yake ya nini anasema, how does one become a scout or talent agent? I have an international talent scout agent, Ako in the house. Anajulikana kama Elisha. I'll be introducing him formally later on this particular show. He'll answer this particular question. Another one is asking, what is the requirement needed to be a professional footballer? And if you want to be a professional coach, which strategies can you use to help the players be more productive? Endeleeni kuuliza maswali yenu. Hapa kuna sema man from Likuyani, Soy ni yetu. Huyo mtu aleni. Philip Zil Chebuneta anasema ni lecturer wa University of Eldoret. Yeye unamjua huyo? Shabiki sugu wa Soy. Asante na watu wa University of Eldoret, mcheze football. Ndio muende huko. Najua pia kuna nini moja hapo ya WhatsApp tutaweza kushare. This is Kevin, a former teammate of Edwin Ayiro. Tell him he's doing such a nice job mentoring the youth of Soy United. Such a talented person. I'm Kevin Mwangale, aka Ragos. We played left to sports together early 2008-2014. Jitoe kwa hiyo mix.
Unamtambua.
Yalikuwa sasa kuna mwingine hapa hivi, Soy Likuyani sub county well represented. Huyu jamaa hajasema jina yake but ni kama anaitwa Noah. Asante sana Noah. Huyo mtu Brian Kigaya. Soy ni yetu, ndogo ya small. Kwa mtu from Soy Likuyani sub county well represented. Huyu amesema, huyu mwingine anasema kwamba Gracious Sayo enjoying the show from Eldoret. Send that WhatsApp video clip with your question as to what you want to be answered in terms of playing professional football. The numbers you can see to call is 0795-045-864 to call, and then to WhatsApp is 0793-267-279. Hiyo ni ya WhatsApp. SMS ni 22047. Hii ni Sports Extravaganza, hii ni TV47, huyu ni Tony Kwalanda. Mambo moto moto. Kulikuwa na bite moja, najua hii mambo imeshika moto. About Anthony Makoha on the FKF presidency. I understand he is a running mate, ama yeye ndio deputy president. Atakuwa na Sami Owino. So let's listen into what the deputy of Sami Owino had to say about their future and their plans in the FKF presidency.
Sami Owino Kempes went to America. He got a scholarship because of football. Sami Owino Kempes in America, he has been involved in football, and that is his life. And the way he has said, he has an academy in America. So if we say about eligibility, Sami Owino Kempes is qualified. In fact, he's overqualified. I can say so. And also, he is coming back to pay back because he got his scholarship because of Gor Mahia and national team of this country. And now he's coming back to pay back to Kenyans. He wants to improve. He wants to change football administration in this country. And I think you as a press people, you know what is happening in this country when it comes to sports, football. We need to bring football back to its glory. Those years that some Owino Kempes used to play for Gor Mahia, I think you understand the kind of football we had in this country. And sometimes it pains when we see people complaining about football. And now we have our own.
Yes, that is, of course, the running mate. Yeye ndo deputy president aspirant akishaidiana na Kempes as the presidential. Also, in this camp, remember kulikuwa na former FKF vice president Sami Sholei, kumekuwa na huyo Anthony Makoha. Saa hii Ghost Mulee, former Harambee Stars coach, ako kwa hiyo camp. Wacha tusikie alisema nini.
At 13 years, I was jumping City Stadium to watch this guy, Kempes, when we played for Gor Mahia. At 13 years, I wanted to be the Harambee Stars coach, and my mentor then, Oti father, was taking me to Harambee Stars camp in Jacaranda Hotel. Sami Kempes was one of those players. Now, I've watched him. I've followed his story. From here, he got a scholarship to go to the US. First, he got a contract in Dubai to play in the Asian Games, but he decided to go to school. Now, I've been following Sami. When he said that he wanted to be the president of football, I said, wow, why not? I had known him before then because at one time he wanted to coach Kenya under 17 when I was a coach. And I approached the president to tell him that Sami would like to help Kenya. And I think they talked, then they could not agree. For various reasons, it is them who know. So already his passion for football is something that is not coming to Kenyan football to get something from Kenyan football. He's coming to bring the experience that he has in football. And why I believe that he's the best candidate, there are some things that have happened. He has played football for the club in this country.
A very respectable coach in Kenya, Jacob Ghost Mulee. This is Sports Extravaganza. Andrew, welcome to Sports Extravaganza. Tony Kwalanda here. Niko na Joseph, niko na Edwin, niko na Eric na niko na Siambi. Wewe uko pande gani na ungependa kusema nini?
Mimi niko Kisii.
Uko Kisii?
Niko huko kwa Wakisi.
Asante sana, nitakujia ndizi baadaye.
Ndizi iko kwa wingi.
Haya, jibu swali yangu. Nilikuwa nimekuuliza kuhusiana, tuulize swali leo about professional
nilikuwa nauliza as Kenyans, what should we do in order to fika huko profession football?
So what should you do to reach professional football huko nje?
Me personally, me niko form 3. So what should we do?
What should we do niko form 3? Uko shule gani form 3?
Mimi? Mimi bado sijaenda.
Shule gani? Uko form 3, lazima uko kwa shule ama uko form 3 mtaa? Kisii High School. Asante. Sawa. Itajibiwa, usitoke, niko na expert. Na pia niko na watu wa Soy wanaweza kuja kukutafuta huko Kisii venye wanafanya tour hapa Nairobi. But of course, to bring in Edwin, you've had that's a question, of course, can go two ways, for the agent and also for you. When are you going to Kisii? Huyo ni kijana anasema anataka kujua lazima apitie club ndo angalau aende wapi professional. Si muende Kisii mchague watoto.
Yeah, we have even school going kids who are part of our program, and if there's good talent, if at all he's a talented kid, then we can offer a platform. But the most important thing is that now that he's in school, he should at least try and balance. Amalize, he gets his certificate, and football will come after his schooling. But it's good also to have ambition. It's good to have a lot of desire for him. He wants to turn pro at that age. That's good. Yeah. So we look at it. We look at it both ways. We have school-going kids who we are mentoring.
Yes.
And we even partner with schools.
Yes.
For example, now there are students who we've helped get to Menengai High School, for example, in Nakuru, for soccer scholarships. So we have all those programs within the setup in the team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember, if you're joining us, that is Edwin Ayiro, who is the team leader of Soy United Football Club that is now in the FKF Division 1 League. Your division in Noma, Moto Fire, Kotea Karibu. Of course, we also have Cedric Siambi as well as Eric Masonye. These are part of the management who run this particular team, both Mbele na Nyuma. Kuhakikisha, of course, they are where they are. And an entire delegation. I'm sure coach angekuwa hapa, the entire team will be here. But wherever you are, so believe, tunaamini, nyinyi ni wale wase. If you're just joining us, we are asked a very simple question about you asking us a question about playing professional football internationally. And inafai kuje, we want you to send us a video, a WhatsApp video clip, 20 seconds, in a silent place. Ask us a question about what exactly you need to know about playing professional football. At this particular juncture, of course, we have Elisha, who is an international talent scout and agent from Obas Sports Management, who is here to answer your questions. Watakuwa hapa na watu wa Soy na Joseph Kuria, tujibu maswali, tuweke kichwa yetu pamoja, tuweze kutatua masala yenyu. Remember, this show is watched internationally. I have an international audience from the United States of America, specifically in Georgia, Atlanta. Fiskani, my very good friend, together with Q, are watching this show from Georgia, Atlanta. Asante sana for tuning in. We also have my friends from Bucharest, Romania. This show is international. Siwadanganyi ni ukweli. Even in Uganda, they watch this show. That's why our two ladies went to Uganda to watch Harambee Stars. We are taking a very short break. We'll be coming back with your answers and your WhatsApp questions and taking your call in live. Don't go away.
Hey there, friends. Welcome to Kids on the Block, where fun and imagination come alive. We dive into magical world filled with exciting adventures and awesome friends.
What position were you in?
I was number 2.
What position were you?
Number 1.
He decided to cross the bridge by his house and look for food on the other side.
We're going to do half cup of chocolate chips, and the other one, we're going to do half cup of the blueberries.
So, grab your imagination hats and get ready to explore with us. Join us every Saturday at 9 a.m. for new friends, amazing stories, and tons of laughter.
Join us as we explore the journeys of those who defy the odds and break barriers. We dive deep into the stories of triumph.
Sometimes when parenting a child with a special need or whatever disability, family life becomes a bit complicated and you may end up raising the child on your own.
Here, we inspire.
I have a farm which one we showcase with other dyslexic youths and autism, how to farm.
Motivate.
It's never easy, but what we do, the best thing is to work with another parent who has an elder child than yours.
And break through the barriers one story at a time. Push your boundaries beyond the limit. Saturdays at 8 p.m. The Grind, where business meets brilliance. It's not just about the ideas.
I was working as a shampoo boy. I used to wash clients' hair.
It's about
Welcome back. This is Sports Extravaganza. Tony Kwalanda here, live on this wonderful show. Every Saturday from 4 p.m. all the way to 7 p.m. we give you the best cuisine. This show is run by you, by myself, and yourself, and everybody else. We thank you for being part of this particular show. Remember, we are having a very important topic to you because professional football is what is running this town. As you can see, players like how do you call them? Players like Ronaldo in Asia are earning about more than 100 million Kenya shillings per week for just playing football. You've seen Ivan Toney left the other day the Premier League, gone to the oil money, earning over whatever. I think he understands he will be earning about 100 million Kenya shillings plus a week, shillings plus a week. And football has definitely good rewards. And that's why we're asking you today. We want you to send us a short WhatsApp clip telling us or asking us a question about professional football. Yeah, we have an agent, we have a talent scout in the house. We're asking you, what questions do you have about playing professional football? I am giving away airtime. When you send me a 20-second WhatsApp video clip on WhatsApp and ask us the question, I'll send you airtime. I'll put it on your WhatsApp. In fact, already 2 of you have won. Already they have airtime on their WhatsApp for just sending a WhatsApp video clip. Evo 2 unangoja. Ask your questions as many times as you can. The number to call is 0795045864. The number to send the WhatsApp video is 0793267279 on your WhatsApp. Then, of course, you can text us on 22047. This is TV47. This is Sports Extravaganza. Siko peke yangu. Niko na Joseph Kuria, the gang. He's representing our 2 ladies who are currently flying from Entebbe, Uganda, coming to Kenya after watching the AFCON. I also have the team leader or the chairman of Soy United Football Club, Edwin Ayiro. I also have Cedric Siambi from Soy United. I have Eric Mosonye from Soy United. Now I have added, we have now become a bigger team of Soy. But of course, I have Elisha Winga. I hope I've said it correctly. Elisha Winga is a talent scout and agent, an international agent, working with Obas Sports Management. And that's why I'll put Soy United, Joseph Kuria, and all the entire fraternity on this particular platform so that now we can put our heads together, we crack those questions wide open. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you on this wonderful day.
You said Elisha or Elisha?
The Bible says Elisha.
Now I know
the pastor in town said Elisha.
Now I know you went to a polling station.
Mahiakalo Primary School.
Yes.
Rambi constituency.
Walikuwa wanataka kung'ara.
Those who went to group of school says Elisha.
Hapana, huyo ni Tanganga ndo anasemanga Elisha hapo neno. Karibu sana. It's good to have you. We also have on the other side of our sister station, Radio 47, we have the Akakoro Under 10 football team that are from winning all the tournaments in Austria. Wako Radio 47. Later on, we shall be crossing over to them as well to listen to their successful story because we're talking about nurturing football talent. Tuko na wazito hapa na pia tuko na mayangins under 10 wako kwa radio. Hapa tunapika sports. Utaipata vitu kama anyway. Tafuta. Hakuna station inaweza kupata vitu kama hizo. Naongea sana, mtanisamea. I'm trying to speak. Yes, let's just get into it. Haraka. Videos zina coming through thick and fast. Zitakuwa zinatumwa. In order you have those professional footballers under Obas. Wacha tuanze kuona. Unaweza anza na yoyote in whatever order. I have Esa Akida. I have wacha tuanze na yes. We have Anedi Kundu, Kenyan, Kenya Police Bullets. Elisha, now that ni Elisha, mimi watu wa Luya wanasemanga Elisha.
Thank you.
Tell us about how you've managed to put Anedi under your wings and for how long, because now Soy pia wanataka kujua okay, kuna obas wanafanya aje shughuli yao.
So thank you very much, Tony,
yes,
for this wonderful opportunity.
Karibu.
Yes. So before I get to Anedi,
yes,
maybe I do a detailed introduction. Yes. My name is Elisha Winga.
Yes.
Apart from being an agent, I've got a background academically.
Yes.
I'm a lawyer. I've studied law. I've also studied communication and media studies. I've also done community development and social work. I'm a CAFD. And yes, I'm a CAFD coach.
Well done.
I've got a lot of training in talent management. I'm a film, I've done also cinematography and film.
Yes.
So why am I giving that background?
Yes.
Because someone will ask you, how do you become an agent and what do you require to become an agent, and also being a scout, because those are two different things. So I work with Oba Sports Management. Oba Sports Management is an international sport management agency. We are based in the UK, in London. Actually, our head offices are in London. Our Africa head office in Nigeria. And then Kenya serves as the Central, Eastern, and Southern Africa office, which I actually pioneering to bring up. So one thing we do at Oba Sports, we do 4 main things. One, we do direct transfers for international, for pro. Football is in 3, if not 4 categories. We have pro, we have semi-pro, we have amateur, and then we have development or academy level. So amateur, you've just started playing, and then semi-pro, you've played, you've not gone to the national level or something like that, not a very heavy player. And then pro are those who have established themselves as players. So for them, for the pro, we do direct signings. And that's why we have people like Anedi Kundu. We have Jereko Manalima, who is currently at Kansas City Current. She's doing her 3rd game today, and she's doing a good job. I would love and challenge Kenyans who are in the US and even locally. Let's support her. Her jerseys are available. We have the link. You just go to Kansas City website and you'll be able to get the link. Let's support her. We have Corazon Aquino, who is currently with Simba. We have Essia Kida. She was formerly with PAOK Club Women, but currently we are yet to place her somewhere. We have also, I'm trying to mention the local players, because the international ones I'll mention, but we have players from Kazakhstan, we have players, we have players from Brazil, from Argentina, from Colombia, from Congo, from Malawi, from Chad, from South Africa. We currently discovered a Kenyan under 17. We just signed him. We scouted him, I think, 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. He's called Jabari Kibisu. He plays for, is it Minnesota or something?
Minnesota.
Minnesota
Yes, Minnesota, yes. Exactly.
Yes, 17-year-old. He's soon signing for Latvia. We are taking her for trials in Latvia. So that is that. Number 2, we do trials for semi-professional players. So we have trials across in Latvia, in Estonia, in Lithuania or Lithuania? Lithuania.
I'm out to a polling station.
Yes.
Lithuania.
Dubai,
yes.
Spain, Portugal, Brazil. We have Hull City. We're working with Hull City. We work with Tottenham. We work with West Ham in England and other teams. Apart from, so that is for semi-professional. Then for the academy player, we do academy placements.
Yes.
We have more than 35. We have more than 35 academies in different countries across, from Switzerland, Netherlands, Finland, Brazil, Spain. You know, that you can be able to place players between the age of 15, 16, 17, coming to around 18 at max. So apart from that, we also have a partnership with some. Just what the current, one of the aspirants, He was able to go to the US through a scholarship. Yes, Kempes. Yes. We have a partnership with our friends in the US, whereby we can be able to get players who are good. Number one, you must be good in any sport. That is a bit broad. It's not only football, volleyball. We are doing something with the NBA. Actually, we are hosting someone from NBA next year. We are in conversation. Apart from football, yes, we have basketball, we have athletics, stuff like that. As long as you're good in a sport and also you're good academically and you're a very relevant story, why you should get a sponsorship, a scholarship, we can pull up to 100% scholarship. So those are some of the things we do. Then the last one is you also facilitate or organize tournaments, friendlies with international teams. For example, if you want to go and play international tournament or a friendly or tours, we can be able to facilitate that process. So nice. To come to the question of...
just before you go there, I know this is very in-depth. Yes. I know if you just talk about Vivian Aquino Adhiambo, I know you will start from the way she was starting from Muko Kobala, maybe, all the way to where she was. But hold on to that. If you're joining us, that is Elisha Winga, a talent and, of course, talent scout and an agent as well at Obas Sports Management. I also have the Soy United Football Club that plays in the FKF Division 1 here. Niko na Edwin, niko na Eric, na niko na Cedric, and of course niko na Joseph, na the gang wa Sports Extravaganza. They are here. They will ask. That's why I put them together here. Waulizane maswali mingi. We have an agent here. We have a team here. Those are two entities that, of course, are in the right platform. And then, of course, myself and Joseph tutakuwa hapa tuwakarange vizuri ndo tuone kama kuna ukweli. Just before Elisha continues with the in-depth information, also what Soy United might ask questions about this particular professional football, we have right now, if we are able to cross over, just for about a few minutes, let's have what Akakoro under 10 football team that are just from Austria, scooped all the tournaments, played several friendly matches, and they won. Like they have brought all the cups from Austria in the under 10 category in the tournaments they went to play in Austria, wamezirudisha Nairobi, Kenya. And it's very important. The reason also why we are putting the Akakoro football team here is because it's the same business that Elisha does. It's the same business that Soy United does. And of course, it's the same business at TV47 and Sports Extravaganza. We are here to ensure that your talent is known and a platform whereby you can express yourself. So just for a few minutes, let's listen into what my colleague, Fred Arocho, who is at Radio 47, what kind of conversations they're having with these under 10 champions.
Tuko na the Akakoro Academy ambao wamevamia studio na trophy hapana machezo. Lucas, how did you enroll in this tournament?
Well, we're working together with a scout from Red Bull Salzburg, and we asked him how can we enroll in a very good tournament, and he recommended that tournament, and then we signed up for that tournament, and the rest is history.
Okay. You signed up for the tournament, and how many matches did you play there?
In total, we played 16 matches, and in the tournament, we played 7 matches.
Wow.
So first group stages and then knockout stages.
Okay. Coach, ilikuwaje tona? Wewe ndio ulikuwa kwenye hot seat. How was the tournament? Na pia tunaungana na wenzetu TV47. Young guys, you're now live on TV47. Wewe ambao unatusikiza msiaje pia unaweza kututizama kupitia runinga ya TV47. Kwa sasa tuko live ndani ya TV47. Unasema playing professional football internationally. Ndio mada ambayo inatembea ndani ya TV47. Coach, ulikuwa unasema ilikuwaje tournament?
So what I can say, we have been preparing for this for the past 1 year. So we was ready Yeah, we was ready.
Mlikuwa ready kabisa. Asante. Na wewe uko na karatasi zipi? Uko na KFD, uko na C, uko na A ama uko na...
So mimi sahi niko na KFD.
KFD. Ile ndio ya kwanza.
Ile ya kwanza
lakini matokeo tunayaona, matunda ndio haya, matunda ndio haya. Msikilizaji, kama uko na swali, pendekezo ama mawazo, wakati wa simu ndio hii 0793047047 ama ukipenda 0783047047. Hello Radio 47.
Hello Radio 47. Hello Radio.
Sura mbaya roho safi, niko hapa. Niko salama leo, studio imejaa na vijana wadogo hapa.
Nimefurahia sana.
Yes.
Na hiyo shosho aliana.
Pole sana. Aliaga lini shosho?
Aliana nilipale walala.
Pole sana shosho.
Nikamvuia tatu.
Pole sana rafiki yangu. Mungu atakushughulikia. Aya, asante sana na uzidi kusikiza Radio 47 popote ulipo. Hello Radio 47.
Hello Radio Roto.
Sura mbaya roho safi, niko gangari kama mti. Habari ya Taita Taveta.
Taita Taveta kwema.
Leo nimevamiwa na vijana wadogo. Hawa ni masuperstar.
Na pia hiyo kizungu wewe mwenyewe unasimba lakini jamaa
toka hapo, kizungu yangu iko juu. Namna gani wewe bwana? Asante sana, nasema natupata kutoka Taita Taveta. Hello Radio 47. Hello. Sema nasi.
Unaongea na Rogers kutoka Wasingishu.
Karibu sana Rogers, uko na swali kwa kikosi cha Kakoro ambao leo wamevamia studio?
Sina swali, na pongeza vijana tu.
Unawapongeza? Asante sana na uzidi kusikiza Radio 47, manake hapa ndipo. Hello Radio 47. Baba.
Vipi?
Niko gangari kama mti.
Mimi mtu kutoka sehemu ya Kituzi. Hapo studio nawasikiza.
Leo kuna vijana, leo niko tu na champions. Hawa ni champions. Niko na vijana hapa ambao walishinda kikombe na ni machampion hawa.
Vijana wako sawa, hata kizungu wewe.
Unasema kizungu pia imeenda shule?
Kizungu rudi shule Arojo. Hao ni professional.
Toka hapo rafiki yangu. Hello msikilizaji, kama uko na swali, pendekezo ama mawazo, ndio wakati wako. Tuko hapa na Kakoro Football Academy ambao wanasema wakati wao wa kutoka Korokocho kuelekea Homa Bay umetimia. Dakika 21 hiyo baada ya saa 11. Hii ni Radio 47. Nazidi kukumbusha tu kwamba msikilizaji, niko na mihela. Pesa inakuja kwako vile unavyopenda. Wewe ambaye labda umekaa vibaya, mwezi umekaa mbaya, school fees umelipa ama hujalipa, labda hauna namna, chukua simu yako. Nambari yangu ya pesa ni *216#. Narudia tena, *216#. Baada ya kuweza kubonyeza *216#, unachagua nambari kati ya 1 na 5. Mimi nimekuambia chukua namba 3. Sijasema 33, nimesema 3. Baada weka amount between shilingi 50 peke yake. Baada ya kubonyeza *216#, alafu hapo utakuwa unapata nafasi ya kujishindia miela 50 bob peke yake. Alafu utaniambia ni pesa ngapi umekula, alafu nitafute mshindi wa pesa hii. Kabla tujaendelea, nipate mshindi wangu wa kwanza, nitafute simu yangu hapa.
My colleague Fred Arocho right there on Radio 47. He is of course with the under 10 Kakoro football team that is fresh from scooping all the available tournaments medals in Austria. Well done to that team. Well done to my friend Lucas. Lucas is the general manager. Mohammed, my good friend, CEO of Kakoro. Good job in what you're doing in terms of nurturing talent. And that, of course, forms the basis of our conversation here. We are continuing the same conversation. We have a very important person in matters to do with nurturing talent, or is it scouting? He's a talent scout and agent at Obas Sports Management, Elisha Winga. Ako na sisi hapa. We also have Soy United Football Club. We have Eric, we have Cedric, and of course we have the team leader, the chairman, Edwin Ayuro, and also my very good friend, Team Gang, the Gang Sports Extravaganza, Joseph Kuria. And we miss you wherever you are, Celine and Tabitha. Today, let tumesema ni maboys. It's a boys hangout. It's a boys day out. That's why we are here. And Edwin, ukikuwa na swali yote, usiseme I didn't connect you. Ati Tony, patie through pass. Umeona, we've seen the list. Of course, we continue seeing that particular list. So our conversation now is playing professionally. Playing professional football internationally. That's our conversation right now. Playing professional football internationally. And Jose, wewe tupa maswali. Of course, remember as well as you say that we have a question of the day and forms the basis of this. And the question of the day is we're asking you to send us a question. And then I'm sending you airtime. Already 4 of you have won airtime. I've sent on your WhatsApp numbers already. Send us a short 20-second WhatsApp video on the WhatsApp numbers running below your screen. Or if you don't have a WhatsApp number, 0793267279 on your WhatsApp. Piga simu 0795-045-864. Joseph.
So basically I have a question to Elisha.
Yes.
Concerning trial
Elijah, yes.
And academy.
Yes.
So na unajua leo umeamua turinge. Unajua umeturingia na marafiki wa Georgia.
Wa Georgia, Atalanta, Romania.
Dogo umeturingia na Kiswahili, so acha turinge tu. So I went for some trials some time back nationwide, Nakuru All Stars. I didn't make it. But I've also played for Eldoret divisional level. Kwa hizo trials ilikuwa ni kama ya jeshi. Unawekwa tu like a group and you display whatever you have. So I don't understand, how do you conduct your talents, your trials? That is number one. And how does education come in? Because you mentioned something about academics. Now, I'm looking at a 13-year-old, for example. Basically, he's not through the secondary level. So how do you connect those two? You've already discovered this is talent. So how do you connect the two?
Thank you very much. So what happens is, where I'm a scout, the talent is, scouting is a bit different from being an agent. Mm-hmm. Scout is having the ability to identify the talent. Mm-hmm. That's the whole job of a scout. Mm-hmm. You have the ability to identify the talent. And how do I get that? My CAFD comes to play. Because now it's only a coach who has got the ability to identify a talent. How do you identify a talent? You really have to know what you're looking for. And when you go for scouting, a player is categorized. There are 5 things that we look at. Mm-hmm. Number 1, your character. Number 2, your attitude, your personality as a player that puts together your discipline and all this. Then your motor function. Then we get to your skills, and then your creativity. Are you getting? So you realize a player who is at 16 years should be having the basics of all these 5. For that player to qualify, at least you must score 78, between 75 to 78%. So we have exceptional, we have average, then we have common, we call them normal or common players. That is around 50 coming down. The moment you're scoring 65 and below, it means you're an average player. 65 and above, that is between 75 to 75 and above, that's an exceptional. 75 to 65, that's average. Then 65 coming down to 50, that's normal. Now, if you are scoring 50 and below, then you're fair. Automatically, it's not there.
Probably a follow-up on that. Sorry to cut you short, because you mentioned about skill and the five things that you look at. And a player came into my mind, Mario Balotelli. He had the skills, but basically, in terms of personality, probably he lacked some character or something. So how do you merge the two? How do you train this person? He has the skills. You can see the skills equal on another level. How do you merge those two?
This is now what happens at the development stage. It's the role of a coach to grow the talent as you nurture the character. You have to make sure that a player is disciplined, because football in general is founded on discipline. If you are not disciplined, no matter how good you are, you may find a coach maybe who can sacrifice discipline and go for talent, but will not go far. Are you getting? Right. Because once, it's only that coach that can work with you. Otherwise, for example, we are having, there's a player who left Chelsea just recently and went to Arsenal. The issue was not about the issue of his ability to play, but his discipline and ability to work with the current coach. So for the talent to go far, actually like 60% of, if I take you through the scouting sheet, 60% will be about you, and I'm mostly looking at your discipline. Are you getting? So if the discipline, many coaches will tell you, give me a disciplined player who is average, and they will make them a star, than a player who is exceptional and is in discipline. So if you don't score in the area of discipline, and discipline is on the ball, off the ball, on the pitch, off the pitch. Are you getting? On the ball is how are you handling the ball? Off the ball, how are you moving when you are? Are you sticking to your position? For example, if you're playing a coach under Pep, you get out of his zones, you're out. He tells you, I want to play here, because he plays a system. So how are you disciplined to keep to your positions? Off the ball, in the pitches, how are you relating with other players? Recently, was it who? This Declan Rice. He was red carded for just a very silly, indiscipline issue. He was fouled. He was the one who was fouled, and then he reacts. So such indiscipline, out of the ball, out of the pitch. How are you living your life off? For example, we had Maguire was doing well, and then his life outside, blah, 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 cases. We've had players that cases outside, you are drunk, you are drunkard, or you can't control your alcohol. Tomorrow is a match, you've gone out, you've partied the whole night. Or you love, skirts or stuff like that as a male player. You went out, you've wasted all your energy elsewhere, you're on the pitch, you can't just connect. So all these things are able to play. And as a scout, I'm able to, once you've done it repeatedly, you are able, if you just look at a player for me, when it comes to the ball, your first touch will just tell me this guy is a player. Then if I watch you for 5 minutes, the way when you're off the ball, how are you looking for it? Are you once you've lost it, whatever, how are you fighting to go beyond your zone to carry the team? So those are the things that we look at. So sometimes you realize you are a lazy player, you are not motivated, you complain, you don't want to take responsibility. Are you getting? Because the moment you fail on your responsibility as a player, you fail the entire team. Most of the time when a goal scores, it's not the problem there. For example, if you watch the way Manchester were being beaten by Liverpool, the problem was not the defense or the goalkeeper. It was a midfield challenge. Casemiro loses the ball, they take it, and before, they are very swift. So before the defenders could plant themselves, it is off. Where's the mistake? Midfield. So the moment you don't take responsibility, even as a striker, you get balls, you waste. So you realize the team is supplying, but you're wasting. So those are some of the things that when you go for scouting, we look at.
Yes.
Then finally, for example, if recently I did a scouting for Bayern, they were looking for, Bayern Academy. They will tell you specifically their system. Every team has a philosophy of how they play. So as a scout, you have to understand the philosophy of the team I'm looking for. For example, the moment you'll give me a player, the first thing I'll look at the how this player plays. Then I see which philosophy can this player fit. Are you getting? So if you find this player is more, if you look at Spain, the way they play their game is, let's move with the ball. Let's possess the ball, move with the ball.
Okay.
Are you getting? So these are the things that we have to look at and be able to translate and place a player in the right, yes.
If you're joining us, that is Elisha Winger. We have Kevin Abari Eldoret. Welcome to Sports Extravaganza. Kevin Abaria Eldoret, this is Sports Extravaganza. Please reduce the volume of your TV so you can talk to us.
Tuko freshi.
Muko freshi, eh?
Karibu barida.
Barida kabisa mzee. Karibu Sports Extravaganza. Niko na chairman wa Soy United, niko na Eric Musonye, niko na Cedric, niko na talent scout na agent Elisha pamoja na Joseph. Uko na swali gani?
Ningependa kuuliza Elisha.
Yeah.
Sasa tunaweza fika aje kwa hiyo trials ili tuweze kufika huko majuu kwa professional football?
Okay. Unaongea kama wewe ama unaongelea kwa niaba ya mtu?
Mimi personally.
Wewe una miaka ngapi? Unacheza wapi ama uko wapi?
BMCFC, wanaijua? BMC.
DMC.
BMC.
Hiyo ni gani?
Wanaijua?
Wanaijua watu wa Soy wanaijua juu tunajua mnachezanga nao friendly. Sawa Elisha amesikia, asante sana Tegea. Elisha, also as you answer that, of course he's asking how can he reach the trials. He's in Eldoret, anataka ku reach trials. Now of course he sounds like someone who is maybe finishing their teenage age or in their 20s. And also there's a parent here called Jack. He says, can you sponsor a talent? I have a 9-year-old who loves football. Can you please advise as you answer the gentleman? And also, of course, Edwin, tafadhali maswali rushieni. Hapa mtampika. Najua mmezikaranga. Elisha.
No problem. So I don't know which one to start with. But I'll
Kevin, how can we reach trials? How do we reach
the trials, for example, as an agent, now that is where I divide the roles. When I'm coming to look for talent, I'm a scout. When I'm presenting this talent, or the work of an agent is first to get opportunities.
Yes.
You must always have opportunities. And number 2 is representation. So my main role is first I get the opportunity, then I link with my scouts, in this case when I'm being a scout. So I scout the player, then I have the opportunities. For example, we have now the trials opportunities. Most of the trials for semi-pro footballers, they understand when you are taking yourself for trial, you bill your costs. Number 1, you have to pay your ticket, you have to process your visa, you have to, there is always what we call the trial fees. The trial fees has got 1, you will be trained while you go there, because the desire of every coach or every team when they are going for trials is to help you be signed or to help you be picked. So there will be the trainings where you will access the facilities. Secondly, there will be accommodation and how you will be, and meals around there.
Yes.
So based on the different countries, for example, Dubai, they've got even trials for 1 week, which is around $500 minus your ticket. For 1 month, it's around $1,600 or $700. That's roughly around 180,000, and you go there. The good thing is most of the time if you get signed, then some clubs or most clubs, they will always refund you that cost. If you are lucky to get a good club. If you are not lucky, they will just give you a good salary that you will be able to recoup. Why are they putting the costs? So that they don't take each and every person that goes there. You want people who are serious, and because the moment you are spending, you will train, you will take it serious, so that they don't have 100 people going and then they only get 1 good talent. Secondly, as OBAS, what we'll do is, if you want to access the talent, the trials, you register with us, because we are your local representative. You become our member. As these players, they are all signed with Obas. We become now your agent. Then we present you to them. Before we present you, we'll have to do the assessment and preparation. Number one, in terms of helping you with quality videos. Sometimes, one challenge I realized with most local players is we don't know how to package our videos. Because a cup of tea can be sold at 50 shillings, 30 shillings, or 500 shillings, based on how it is presented. Sometimes a player sends you a video and all you can see is someone running and kicking the ball. It's not communicating. A video should communicate. Remember, there are 5 categories that this person is looking at. As a scout, when I'm looking at a video, I'll be interpreting your attitude, your character, your movement, your ball control, your decision making, your creativity, your coordination with other players. So if you don't know how to make a video, you'll just cut videos where you are hitting the ball and that video cannot sell you anywhere. Are you getting? Sometimes you realize a team can sign a player and then the player does not meet the standard and you're like, how did these people sign this player? They whatever. The video that was presented, yes, they went for the day that guy woke up on the right hand.
Yes.
In a Kaua game, and you just edit that one. Secondly, there is a CV. Do you know that most Kenyan players do not have a transfer market? They are market transfers. Market transfer shows a history. It's a global CV, mostly with the male footballers. It shows the value of the player. It shows the teams you have been to. It shows your last performance, where you were, how you performed, if you're a striker, all these things. Very few Kenyan players have those. So you realize it becomes so difficult. Now, for a player who is going for trial, we'll have to work on your CV, professional CV, that shows when you started, how you've grown, your achievement at that level. For example, I played at high school level. These are the achievements. These are the medals I've won. These are the whatever. So that when those people look at the quality of the player from the video and the CV, then the coach will say, I would love to see more of this player. Are you getting?
Yeah, okay. Yes, Adrian.
Maybe just to put yourself or put ourselves as Soy United. One of the issues in player development and exposure is the cost effect. For example, you have very, very talented boys within these amateur sides, for example. And you've mentioned the issue of registration. As an agency, what do you do for players who are indeed talented, but they are unable to meet this? Because even us on this other side, there are players we've let out to clubs on goodwill to give them a platform, because we don't have the link to people like you, people who can expose them, and the talents are there. Do you leverage in terms of that cost aspect, and knowing that our game currently, the way it is, faces a lot of challenges? Do you have programs for special talents whereby you say that this one is extra special, we are going to waiver this and this and this, or we are going to take a risk on this one and help him get outside there?
Yes, I think that's something, it's a conversation we are having. Obas is new in Kenya. We're just making our initial steps. We are getting ourselves in the route. It's just that we are very fast in how we run, and we have stable networks, and we are able to do much. If you look at what we've been able to achieve vis-a-vis the time we've been around, you cannot compare. But we are now in the process of how can you be able to get partners or friends who say, I love football. If you find a boy who is talented, who is good, but cannot support, I would be willing to chip in. I would be willing to support, so that we can be able to say, we have this, we are trying to, actually we are engaging the sports ministry. We are trying to push if we can be able to work, because during the just concluded secondary school games, we were able to scout a team of around 22 players. Most of them they may not be able to support. So we are trying to engage with parents. We've shared with the government. We've gotten slots for them in Portugal, in Brazil, in Spain. In one was picked by some academy in England. 5 were picked by some colleges in the US. So we are trying to see how can we be able now to raise partners to help us make sure that we are able to put these talents there. So it's something in the pipeline, because we cannot be able to promise much that we still don't have capacity. But as time continues, and also as we get support from Kenyans, and not only Kenyans, generally people get to trust us and give us more, more work, we'll be able to have enough resources internally that we can now say, this player is good, I'm going to sponsor him to go for this, this trial in Dubai, go for this trial in Brazil, go for this trial in Netherlands or Finland, or these places. So it's something we are working towards, and that's why we are in this process of trying to engage. And we thank God for TV47 giving us this opportunity to engage and share and reach out and tell people, because we know there have been a lot of conmanship in this game.
Yes, a lot of it.
Because people tell you, I'll take this child there, we'll do this, blah, blah. So Kenyans are skeptical. We engage people, but yeah, people are buying the concept, but there's that fear. So we are trying to give people confidence that, we are here. I'm Kenyan. My ID is here. You will find me here. So just give us that.
As
brief.
clear as you are, Joseph, as you asked that, Tunalis Mugenge, are you online? Are you still on the line?
Bado niko kwa line.
Tunalis, pole kukuweka. Karibu Sports Extravaganza. Umeona tuko na kwara mkubwa kabisa. Niko na Joseph na niko na wazito wa Soy United FC na pamoja na talent scout and agent wa Obas Sports Management Elisha Winga. Tuambie mambo yako tusikia.
Nataka kuuliza jamaa ambaye anahusika na scouting.
Elisha, yes.
Elisha. Mimi nataka kumuuliza.
Endelea, yes.
Amezungumzia kuhusiana na hii transfer market, player wanalakile market.
Yes.
So kitu mimi nauliza, is it FKF ndio inastahili tengeneze profile ya mtu, ama ni ama scouts ndio wanastahili wakuwa wanaangalia profile ya mtu vile amekuwa akicheza? Juu sometimes unapata, for example, mtoto wa 9 years,
yes,
amekuwa akichezea tuseme Dagoretti, mama kama anampeleka mali kama Westland ama different place,
yes,
because of work. So mtoto mtamscout aje ndio mjue kwa hii talent isikuja ikapotelea kutokana na ile migration ya parent.
Okay. Sawa.
Yeah, that is my first question.
Oh, kuna ya pili.
Second question nataka kumuuliza, if they are really scouting zile talents, ni vitu gani tunaona kwa Harambee Stars? Sipati picha kwa hii timu yetu ya Harambee Stars namna inavyocheza, kwa sababu vipaji viko kwa ground.
Yes.
Na akona scouts wangapi ambao wanamsaidia ku scout talents mtaani?
Okay, sawa. Thank you very much. Who is assisting you to...
Ndio maswala ambayo nimetaka at least anisaidie.
Yes.
Ndio tujue hizi talents kama tuna profile. Maana nilisikia juzi kuna mchezaji hapa Kenya ambapo hatuwezi mtaja. Alikuwa ameenda kule nje kucheza game.
Yeah.
Kwa team fulani hapa, and then baadaye wakasema ni kama miaka haiendani, ni kama alikuwa amefake, baadaye akaingia South Africa. Hiyo story pia tumetaka tujue. Sasa shida ni agent wake ama scouts wake ndio walikuwa wabaya pale kumpeleka huko?
Sawa. Thank you very much, Tunalis. Anasema kwamba kuna player alikuwa na maisha card na ile nyingine ya original age zilikuwa zinasema tofauti. We have that challenge in Kenya. Ni noma. Of course, as you answer that, Elisha, kuna pia mkuu anasema, how does one acquire a profile on the transfer market? Ukijibu hii swali ya huyu Tunalis Mugenge ambaye amesema, of course, who makes those profiles? Is it the FKF? And which coaches do you work with? And then someone is asking, which academies are you associated with, or any academy you can go to?
Okay, wow.
Umeona hiyo maswali. Chagua ile ni whichever readiness you are to answer.
Yes.
Because na najua kuna...
As I continue, by the way, one of our member, we are working with in Kenya, comes from Lukiani constituency. I don't know if you know the Kisaka family. It's called Tony Kisaka.
Tony Kisaka.
Yes, Tony Kisaka is one of us at Obas.
Good.
So if he engages you or is engaging you currently, locally, is genuine, is member of get the word from the regional director that Tony Kisaka is working with us and is a good friend, and we really thank God for him. He comes from around your area. Inaitwa Likuyani.
Yeah.
So he comes
Likuyani constituency.
Huko penye unasimama.
Nilisimama huko nikaanguka, lakini
no, hukuanguka.
Nililearn lesson.
Thank you.
Asante.
Yes.
Yeah, so there's those two questions, of course.
So the first, transfer market is mostly for professional footballers, and mainly it's always updated. It's a partnership with the you know, I'm sorry to say, but our FKF, the way it's also run, it's not very, you know, if you look at how football is I can say our league is semi-professional in a way. So it should, the FKF should always make it on the teams to make sure that all the players have got their transfer markets updated, because it's for the good of the player. So that when most of the teams, you send them a player, they will just tell you, for professional players, they actually send me the transfer market. Yes, because the video, you may take, this player was good 2 years ago. Are you getting? But transfer market will show his immediate performance. Like currently, where is he? Yes. What is he doing? How did he perform? How many appearances he made? How many assists? How many, you know, his contribution to the team, current. So it's the team and the league should make sure that the transfer markets are always updated so that the players get that, and also the value. For example, most Kenyan players are not valued. So you will share a player, and then the first thing they will always ask you, what's the market value? Because they want to see if it's within their budget of what they can afford. So you begin saying, you know, they already know that. They'll tell you, okay, we'll get back.
Yeah, they know you don't have the statistics.
You don't have the statistics. Share me the transfer market. You know, that's why you realize Kenyan players, for them to get out at pro level is not very easy unless they are going to, you know, some small teams and whatever. Or those ones who have played internationally, it's easier. For example, somebody like Teddy Akumu, he has a transfer market. Why? He played in South Africa. Brian Mandela, he has a transfer market. Why? He's played in South Africa. So you share, you can be able to see everything active and what he has. Most of those international players, Odada, Nani, Marcelo, Joseph Akumu, for them they have. Go and check transfer market for any player playing locally in Kenya.
It will struggle. You struggle. It's true. I mean, I mean, I can struggle.
You can try. I can give you names and you try.
I've tried already even before the show. It's very difficult.
It's very difficult. Yes. So it's a challenge, and these are some of the things that we are moving to partner with teams, and I would love maybe to extend this to partner with Soy to help them, number one, know how to package the videos for the players. Number two, use this young man's department. Every player you have, profile them. Push them to have their social media platforms, YouTube, wherever. Every game they play, do their highlights, upload it there. So that the moment you have that player has got content running on their social media platform, if you give me talk to me about a player, and I send the player, I just send one link, and I tell them, go to this, you will find everything, all the games, wherever, the photos and everything about this player. It's very easy. Something that people do not know that also contributes in some point to sign a player, because this is what happens. You're an agent, I'm an agent. You're the team. We've both shared our players. You are looking for a defender. Then you have three. We normally, the scouting manager will always take the top three, then send them to the coach, and then the coach will also look, and then they send that to the board, the entire board. Now, if there's a tie in the three players, they look at their social media following. Because they're saying, what is this other thing this player is bringing on board, apart from just
playing on the pitch, and coming early for training.
Are you getting? So the person with the bigger social media, because they're also looking at how can we grow our brand, signing a player that will improve our brand and increase our market reach. For example, if you're signing this player in Kenya, will this player help us to get more funds from Kenya? Because the bigger the fund, the bigger your merchandise. When you can begin, for example, as Kenyans, please, let's support our players outside. Buy their jerseys. That will keep them in the team. Because the team will see, wow, this guy, since we bought this player, we've sold 10,000 jerseys to Kenya.
Eric.
Because it's system who has ordered the jersey from where, and they can see whose jersey is performing. The moment this jersey's person is performing, you are also adding that person's salary.
Tuongezeane mshahara.
So Kenyans, let's support our players outside.
Yes.
Let's buy their jerseys. Let's go to their social media. Like it, comment. They have games. Go there, flock there, randomly, so that we can be able to grow them and have more value. If you mention a player and the coaches are like, who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Then that player must be so good. I can tell you, when we were signing Jereko, she's so good that the team had nothing but to sign her. So if the social media or these other things are not good, then make sure that the player is too good that Arsenal will say no. Regardless of where the country, we are taking this player. Are you getting? So those are some of the politics, or some gimmicks. I'm now taking you into the negotiation, the agency, what agent go through to get a player. For us, we normally see a player's been signed, and maybe you are signed with us, we have taken 6 months, no yet a deal, and you're saying these guys are not working. You don't know what a lot of things, a lot of cards are playing in between, so that a deal can come out.
That's Elisha Winker. Has wealth of information in terms of talent scouts, the agency, of course, under the wing of Obas Sports Management. Remember, of course, the reason why we are here with Soy United and him and Jose is because of the players that some of the players, there are many internationally. We just selected the Kenyan players that are currently under the wing of Obas Sports Management. Just before you go to the WhatsApp, please, I would like to, in order to just share those particular graphics of the players that are under Obas Sports Management, so that so that we can see exactly what you're talking about. Ndio msishangae Elisha anaongea hao watu ni kina nani. Of course, you had seen them earlier. If you are on this particular show, you had seen them earlier. There is a question here. Tunalisa kwa shasema. My good friend here from anasema, I'm Brian Wanyama. Say hi to my grandson, Cedric Siambi.
I know him, is my guy, Brian Wanyama.
Ongea na yeye bana, anaongea na yeye.
Kutumia salamu kwa.
Kutumia salamu washapata. Brian, and there are many I know. Wapoke salamu.
Asante Brian Wanyama for that. It's important. This show is about hapa tuna connect watu bwana. Huyu jamaa sema, what are the requirements needed to be a professional? If you want to be a professional coach, which strategies can you use to help players to be more productive? Na kuna ile pia Elisha usihepe ile, do you cut across all the football academies, or you have specific football academies that you go to? Of course, utatujibio baadaye. Then which coaches do you work with? Already utaanza kuwaka na coach wa Soy. Unaona kwa nini nilikuwa nataka coach akuje? Lakini najua coach wa Soy ako sahi anapiga friendly mahali. Hiyo tunaelewa kabisa. Of course, you answered the one for academies. Someone is asking, is Zinedine Zidane replacing Eric Ten Hag? Of course, you also do coach connection, yeah?
Yes.
You're part, of course.
Yes.
Besides players, they do coaches.
We have two coaches.
Utatupatia ngoja usipuzie hiyo, utatupatia after break. Utatupatia na ndo abaki hapa kwa show, utatupatia kila kitu utatoke. Of course, they also do coaches. That's the way they scout for players.
For players,
They do the same for coaches as well. So stick around for that. More, of course, also Soy. I know you have many questions, about thousands of questions. But just before we go for the break, these are some of the WhatsApp feedback we received from you.
My name is Eric. I'm asking, how possible is it for a player to play beyond the age of 32, especially at the elite level? And another question is, given that football gives a lot to a lot of players, particularly the professional realm, how successful is it for ex-footballers to make good football pundits? Because you realize not all football players can be good pundits.
Hello, I'm Kurgat, watching you live from Naivasha. I'm a very big diehard fan of TV47. I was asking a question about the transfer of Raheem Sterling to Arsenal. Has it been already signed off? Thank you.
Hello, Sports Extravaganza. Ni Walter hapa kutoka Kisumu. And my question is, how professional football, or let's say professional organizations, has helped women football, especially here in Kenya?
Hey, I'm Daniel Otieno, watching live from Kisii. I was asking, what strategies does a player need to have to stay mentally focused and sharp during the matches?
Yes, bwana Tony Kwalanda ni Joshua kijana yako ya kila siku. Lazima tu sign in. Nagotea watu wangu ambao kwa TV47 hapo. Kuhusu hiyo mambo ya professional football. Swali naweza kuwa nayo hapo ni moja tu ama miwili hivi. Nasema ya kwamba mtu akienda kule nje, ni nini anaweza pata muhimu kule nje kwa vijana wetu ukienda kucheza kule nje? Ni kijana ya Kindu Bay, kijana ya Kikuyu Town. Tuko mbele pamoja TV47 kama kawa kama dawa. Tony Kwalanda.
Gongo Jehova, Gongo Jehova, Gongo Jehova. Hii mchezo wa daka na mamili niliona kwa TV. So nikachukua simu yangu, nikaenda kwa lipa na M-Pesa, nikaweka 440440, alafu nikatuma. So nikaambiwa mimi ni mshindi wa shilingi 250. So nikafurahi sana, nikaita familia yangu, tukasherekea. Tukashukuru Mungu. So hiyo pesa nitalipia fees na nitaongeza ukulima.
Nenda kwenye paybill 440440. Account Daka. Amount cheza na shilingi 20 hadi shilingi 2000 na ushinde mamilioni. Daka Mita, kuwa bingwa.
Wezi chapa na makadi zangu kali, nimejipina wezi kosa, quality ni high.
Welcome back. This is Sports Extravaganza. Tony Kwalanda here live on this wonderful show, on this wonderful day, on the 7th of September. Remember, stick around. We have the football talent scout agent, Bwana Elisha Winga from Obas Sports Management. We also have Soy United Football Club. Tuko na chairman mwenyewe mkubwa. Tuko na Eric Msonye. Tuko na Cedric Siambi. Of course, as well as Joseph Kuria wako hapa kwenye show. If you're joining us, we're asking you a very simple question and we want you to send us a 20-second WhatsApp clip in a quiet place. Already 6 of you have won airtime. Na nisha tuma. That is a true story. Niko na hizi credit nime scratch. They're scratched already. makredi za zaidi ya shilingi 200 na zaidi ya shilingi 400. Tumeshatuma already. I've sent 6 of them already to you for just sending with us or sharing with us that 20-second WhatsApp clip. Imagine. So the question we're asking you, very simple. We're asking you, ask us a question about this particular issue or this matter on sports, football, professional. We're asking you, what questions do you have about playing professional football? What questions do you have about playing professional football? The WhatsApp number is 0793-267-279. The number to call is 0795-045-864. Hiyo ndio number. Tuma WhatsApp, as well as you can send us WhatsApp, and then you stand a chance of winning yourself airtime, or you stand a chance of getting in-depth information about playing professional football internationally. We have the expert in the house in the name of Elisha Winga, who is the talent scout agent at Obas Sports Management. Sasa saa hii, wacha kidogo, kuna hii story ilikuwa hapa, lazima tu niiseme before nilete guests wangu hapa. It was the heroic welcome of the 15th rugby champions at the East Africa Secondary School Games in Mbale, Uganda. In order, if you have that, of course, the heroic welcome of All Saints High School Embu. All Saints High School Embu were given a fantastic welcome in Embu County the other day this week. They were definitely awarded a heroic welcome in Embu. Let's look at that particular occasion in Embu, where the 15th rugby team, who were the champions of the East Africa Secondary School Games, All Saints High School Embu. We can be able to see that. Acha tuone tafadhali kama kuna hizo picture that we were able to get from Embu. It's very important to show our boys and girls when they make, yes, please put to a case of clips za wale All Saints High School from Embu. We should be able to see them. Let's just listen into the natural sound, the atmosphere in Embu. Yes.
The team that we played the finals, we made the group stages. Our game ended 24-23. We tried our best. We put more effort. We went and they're doing good. We did our corrections, and we met on the finals. On the day of finals, the game was hard, but we tried all our best. We did our stuff, taking low tackles and putting our best foot forward. Yeah. Okay, to us the victory was we are very happy. Many wanted this trophy, but we emerged the winners. In our game, we actually believe that size doesn't matter. We are not that big, but we always try our best to take low tackles, and that's how we beat these guys.
This achievement tells one very important story, that where there is focus, where there is determination, where there is hard work, anything is possible. And in fact, I tell the boys in the school that if we can be number one nationally in rugby, we can be number one in anything. Unfortunately, I'm not a teacher in the school at the moment, but that is really the spirit that, if you can breed a team of rugby which beats all other schools in East Africa. And we are beating schools with the populations of 2,000, 3,000. And even like the school we beat Kisumbi in Uganda. That is a school of the 1920s. It's literally the alliance of Uganda. So it just demonstrates that anything is possible.
And we start the journey to Monaco, which will be happening in December. So it's a milestone, but we have another milestone to go. We have faced East Africa, we have conquered East Africa. Now our next journey is to try and conquer the world. Rugby has been dominated by Nyanza and Western Kenya for a long time. For many reasons, also in terms of passion for the sports in their localities. Beyond that, also technical teams and so on, having very many people from technical teams having originated from that region of the country. We are proud to have brought it to Eastern this time, and we believe it should stay in Eastern for a long time. More than anything, I think for a long time everybody believed rugby is a sport for the big. It's a size sport, but I think if you look at the size of our team, I think it's a major. I think we have proven it that rugby, yes, strength matters, but more so the technical team and the mindset and it's a strategy game.
Well done, All Saints High School, Embu. Yeah. Since I'm very single, watu wa Embu walinikaribisha juzi wakasema kuja huku kuleta ng'ombe za Western. SGR tunapeleka Malaba, itafika huko Embu very soon. Welcome back. This is Sports Extravaganza. Tony Kwalanda here. Niko na Elisha Winga. He's a talent. Hii jina nichanganya sana Elisha. Talent scout and agent wa Obas Sports Management. Niko na Cedric Siambi from Soy United. Yeye ndio kijana wa kupiga mapicha pale Mufti. Sasa leo amepigishwa free consultancy ya wenye anapigisha maplayers wa Soy. Then of course we have Eric Musonye, brand sales marketing wa Soy United. And then we have of course the chairman, the team leader of Soy United, Edwin Airo. And then of course we have the gang, Joseph Kuria. Of course, remember this show, siwezi fanya peke yangu. We have the entire team behind the scenes, led by my good friend Inonda, boy wa Aire. Swali ulisikia. And of course nimesikia hapa kuna rafiki, wacha niseme before, kuna jamaa anajiita Papa Chris kutoka Malava. Ana watch show. Jamaa mkubwa sana wa Lubao FM. Ametia saini hapa ndani. Then kuna jamaa hapa anasema hello, salimia Edu sana, my boy Cedric, I'm coach Edwin Imbem Luceno from Kitale Kachibora Soccer Academy. Unafahamu I'm just speaking valuables to help me run Kasa. Kazi nzuri Edu anafanya pale Soy. Kuna maswali, of course we are discussing about talent scouting. We have the agent representing Obas Sports Management, Elisha. Najua maswali ni mingi sana. Mimi nitakaa tu hapa kukaa ni watch maswali zikiendelea. Tulikuwa tumeachia pale just before the break. Tulikuwa tumekuachia pale. Kulikuwa na swali ya siku lakini tulikuwa tumeachia pale about coaches. Na ile maswali mengine kuna nafaa ujibu tukiendelea.
Thank you.
Watu wanasema tu your players alone, but we also do scouting for coaches.
Yes, we also do scouting for coaches. Actually, there is one coach in Kenya in one of the top teams. I won't say which team, because that's one of the things, data protection and privacy.
Yeah, privacy.
That it's through Obas that is coaching in Kenya from some South American countries. Please, I don't want to go much.
Civil.
So, something like that. So we are also getting into that. And the first Kenyan coach to sign with us was Francis Baraza. He was the first coach to sign with us. Is our coach currently, and very soon there will be some breaking news. Whatever, already a lot of we are cooking a lot of things.
Good.
The other coach is the Kenya Police Bullets coach, and also the Harambee Starlets coach. We are also in conversation, and we are finalizing the conversation. So we are still scouting coaches bit by bit. but we are really going for now. We are really going for the top coaches with a bigger profile, so that you can be able to build a big profile and then be able to get, placing coaches is very competitive, because they don't, apart from whatever you've achieved, is your philosophy marrying their philosophy. Yeah. So if your philosophy does not go with theirs, then it may not really. So we are into that space and we are opening it up. As we move gradually, we love to, when we are venturing into a new space, we take it bit by bit so that we don't promise what we are not able to do. So we are moving in that space. We are signing coaches, but we are doing it intentionally at a low pace. Mm-hmm. Secondly, I wanted to say something before I get to the third question, the next question. I want to give Kenyan players a secret. If you look at Nigeria, go and check. Nigeria has got players in at least 112 countries in the world. In 112 countries, out of the 195 countries of the world, Nigeria has got 112 countries. There are Nigerians playing in those leagues. According to their data, according to last year, they had around 10,000 professional players, football, playing abroad. Last year, they collected a minimum, at least 10.3 billion euros from at least 20 countries. Wow. From football. Wow. Now, how are they doing it? Most Nigerian countries, players, they go there either at academy level or they go for trials. There are so many trials that, let me tell you, in Nigeria, you say there's a trial and people are paying by 9 or by 2, by 8. You have to close the door. They are flocked there. So many people go there and they really take football serious. Here in Kenya, you find a player, you are only depending on the team schedule for training. You cannot rely on the team schedule and become a star. If you are training normally, just become a normal player. If you want to become a superstar, you have to train extra. You have to, work on yourself more.
Numbers, yes. Yeah.
Push yourself. Most Kenyan players, they want the opportunity, but they lack aggression.
Just before you continue on that aggression, we have Victoria from Soy. This is very important. Victoria, habari yako? Karibu Sports Extravaganza.
Mzuri sana.
Karibu Sports Extravaganza. Wisa, watu wa Soy wanaweza ni chinja if I don't. Karibu hapa, niko na chairman wenyu mkubwa Edwin Ayiro, niko na Musonye na niko na Siambi na niko na Winga. Tuulize swali yako na karibu kwa show. Umenyamaza tena? Wacha kusikia TV. Sikia tu kitu nakwambia alafu uniulize. Unaangusha watu wa Soy. Nimesimamisha
swali yangu ni kwa
uliza.
Swali yangu inaenda kwa watu wa Soy. The chairman. They said walisema wataunda team ya girls, and what are they doing about it?
Sawa, asante sana. Thank you very much for sharing that. That's very important. Tusisahau girl child. Leo tuko na masculinity mingi hapa TV47, tumesahau warembo. Hiyo coach chairman Edwin atajibu. Of course. Sorry Winga for interrupting. Ilikuwa ni msichana na singewacha na hiyo swali umeona venye ni important.
Yes, naelewa.
Sorry for really interrupting.
No problem.
It's very important because ni watu kutoka Soy.
Yes.
So
just to build, what I was saying is this.
Yeah, for our
first, players, Kenyan players, mjitume. Yeah. Go beyond what the coach is offering. If you really want to play football professionally, football is very competitive. Go beyond in the current world. Train beyond. Now, parents, if you want your child to play international football, start them at a young age. Let us get them to the system at academy level or at trial level. That is between the age between 15 years to 19 at most. 20. For Europe, once the player gets 17, forget about it. They are taking 14, 15, 16 at most. If you are a player 23, 24, 25, 26, automatically when you tell me you are 25, 26, Arab nation, Middle East, Asia, that's where you can play. If you tell me any professional player who was signed from Kenya to a big team in Europe.
Hatujaona hiyo winga hata ukishikilia hapo. Mary, habari yako? Mary, karibu Sports Extravaganza. Tony Kwalanda hapa. Mary Otieno, punguza sauti ya TV yako. Kama unatusikia, uliza swali yako. Okay. Mary, unaangusha girl child. Wacha nisiseme kitu nilikuwa nataka kusema. But thank you for calling. Winga, just before you go on, Edwin, hiyo swali ya when is it Soy United girls team being unveiled?
First of all, Tony, I must admit, Likuyani constituency has a lot of talent. There are so many girls who are good at soccer. Mention names like Majolene Nekesa. They hail from Likuyani. Bishop Njenga girls and Butere girls have recruited so many girls from within Likuyani constituency. Recently, we had the Soy United Open tournament, and we did a girls tournament.
Yes.
And a list was done. We selected about 22 very talented girls. And we are looking at not only the ways, because it is even in our blueprint,
yes,
in our 3-year strategic plan, we intend to have a Soy United girls team. That one is actually there. The only challenge that we are having is majority of these girls are tapped by these soccer powerhouses. So we have issues to do with their training. We have issues to do with how to bring them together. But we are also happy that one of our elders in the Soy management team, Mr. Thomas Masinde, handles a girls team within the area. And very soon, we will definitely adopt one. We are under pressure from those girls. I can tell you, even at a personal level, they do send those messages. They are saying, why don't we even participate in a league? And again, it goes to show that the interest in this game, as far as the girl child is concerned, the interest is genuine. Majority of our fans also, we are gender sensitive all over. And so I want to assure them, and I want to give them my word. And again, as we seek for these partners, we are looking at which institutions can come on board and perhaps support us in putting in place this girls team, for example. The other day we had a discussion with a sanitary producing entity, marketing entity, and they agreed that this September, it's just that we are in Nairobi. But when we get back home, we are supposed to liaise with that entity and give free sanitary towels to these girls. But also, they asked us, what will it take for us to have in place a girls team? And so that is something that is in the works. But again, I want to take this opportunity on this forum to shout out to anybody outside there who can come to partner with us so that we establish this girls team. Yes.
Yeah, that's very important. Well said, Edwin.
Wow.
Yes, Joseph. Kuna majuna maswali mingi. Kama uko nayo uulize. Lakini kuna moja hapa jamaa hajasema lakini anajiita CM. My question is that why are players required to go to trials? Why are players required to go to trials? And that costs him a lot. And why can the agents find the scouts to come and assess the players' quality, like for example in Europe? Ni kama anasema wakuje huku. So baada ya trials kwenda kufanyiwa UK, so ulete Eric Ten Hag hapa.
That's a very good question. We are trying to do that next year, April. Basport is organizing one of the most unique tournament. We are going to have at least 40 either scout, coaches, or sport directors. We're just picking one female team, one male team from one country. So like Brazil, Finland, Spain. But we are going to focus more on the middle class. If you look at the FIFA ranking of teams or countries in football, we are not going to go for the first cluster. We are going to go for second, third, coming down. Why? You'll talk to any player, tell you want to play in Europe or you want to play in those big countries. The standards they're looking for, very high. I can tell you the level of Division 5 or Division 4 in England is still higher than the Premier League in Kenya. So you want to play there. If their Division 4 is higher than your top league, then how are you going to get there? So what do? Go to the small teams. These countries that are not sport powerhouse, you know, like the middle class teams like, you know, Norway, Sweden, Lithuania or wherever, the Estonia, Belarus, stuff like that, Serbia, play at maybe a Division 2 or a Division 3. Understand their system. Get the European passports and their details. It's easier for them because those people are always sending scouts within their countries because the cost is cheaper. The cost of sending a scout from the Europe or from those countries to come to Africa and getting a player from Africa to the Europe system. I can tell you practically, I have done players, for example, getting a player from Africa. I've done player from Nigeria. I've done a player from Ivory Coast. I've done a player from South Africa. Getting a player, processing them to go and play in Europe or America direct. The player must be so good. The player must be so good that the team, I can tell you the amount that the team spends, because for them they have standards. They will say the players to travel in a business class, the players to live in a 5-star hotel. Once they have signed the player, they want to know the health of the player. They will assign somebody to check the health, the everything, the training. They give you a training, whatever. Before you even go there, this thing starts here. The moment they have sent you the contract, the visa processes, everything, it's so damn expensive. So the player must be very
expensive.
Very good. And that's why players like Jericho, you people need to celebrate that lady. Because I can tell you the amount of the cost of getting the lady to US.
It was, the numbers, if you put the numbers together, it will be running into. There's Kante on the line. Kante, habari ya Naivasha?
Salama sana Tony.
Pole kukuweka sana. Hii ni Sports Extravaganza. Tony Kwalanda hapa, niko na Elisha kutoka Obas, na niko na Soy United, na niko na Jose. Uko na swali gani na uongee ukiwa na energy?
Yes Tony, nimefurahia sana kukusikiza.
Asante sana pia kujiunga nasi.
Nilikuwa nauliza swali.
Yes.
Mbona sana scouting inafanywa hizi town? Mbona wasifike huku mashinani? Pia kuna talent.
Mbona wafiki mashinani?
Mbona wafiki mashinani? Advice yangu ingekuwa ni wafike mashinani juu kuna a lot of talent na kwa wasted huku.
Hiyo mashinani yenyewe ya Naivasha inaitwa aje? Tunaweza fika huko.
Kasarani North Lake.
Kasarani?
Kasarani North Lake.
Bas, Kasarani North Lake. Sawa sawa.
Yeah, North Lake.
Thank you very much Kante from Kasarani North Lake in Naivasha.
Yes. Shukran sana Tony.
Shukran sana. Umesikia amesema mbona mwendi mashinani. Tumeleta hata club ya Soy hapa. Tumeenda mashinani tumeleta huko. But of course you've had that question. Changia msiogope kuchangia Eric na Siambi.
I have a question.
Please.
In terms of value of a player. It's because we've fallen victim of this. When players play the lower tiers of the federation, they're not recognized. of course, when a team comes from the top flyer, like Gor Mahia wants a player from Soy, we get absolutely nothing, close to nothing. But when the player plays for Gor Mahia, you'll find the agents now coming in. Now you'll realize the player has an agent. You see, why does the agency program doesn't reach our levels?
And maybe just to throw in another one, we from your discussion, you operate across many continents. Wouldn't you, from where you sit, wouldn't it be easier for you to expose grassroots clubs here which have raw talent, so that as they are exposed outside there, as to you sharing their information, like their handles? For example, if I have a good player at Soy United, wouldn't it be easier for you to partner with us and say you are going to market that player, as opposed to you acting as an agency on your own? Don't you see there could be some value addition in terms of this is raw talent? It is yet to get to Kenya Premier League level. And so the value can always appreciate over time. Is there a way such an arrangement can be worked out?
Elisha, as you plan to conquer those two questions, I have Makori just before. I don't know if I have a break in order, but I have Makori from Kisii. Habari Makori, karibu Sports Extravaganza.
Niko poa.
Uko fiti kabisa, ongea na psych, ongea na energy. Hii ni Sports Extravaganza, Tony Kwalanda. Swali yako ni gani na karibu kwa show?
Iko lit.
Asante sana. Ulikuwa na swali gani?
Nauliza kuhusu corruption.
Corruption wapi?
Ningependa kuuliza, unapata most of the people they are corrupt. Maybe unajua ball, but because of corrupt wanakuweka nje, wanaweka the person because si ametoa pesa, sasa hizi kataliwa.
Safi sana. Asante sana Makori kutoka Kisii. Anasema kwamba anauliza about corruption, that is like bribing to make your way. So good talent goes, but because someone has money, anaweka mtoto wake. My director, Elisha, you've heard those ones. Ile mbili ya Eric, ya chairman, na ya Makori. That of course will come after this very short break, because we are on the tail end of this particular show. And just before we go for the break, let's listen into one of your questions on WhatsApp.
Jambo Tony, sasa mimi nauliza aje bana, kwani watu wa Murima mnadhani hatunanga talent ama nini? Nimeangalia kikosi ya Harambee bana, jana naona ni kina Odu, sijui Oduoru, kina nani bana. Murima pia tuko na talent, kujeni huko bana.
Good evening Kwalanda. My question is, what are the most common challenges players face when going into a new league and exploring different cultures, and how can I overcome these challenges?
Extra.
Hey there friends, welcome to Kids on the Block, where fun and imagination come alive. We dive into magical world filled with exciting adventures and awesome friends.
What position were you in?
I was number 2.
What position were you?
Number 1.
He decided to cross the bridge by his house and look for food on the other side.
We're going to do half cup of chocolate chips, and the other one, we're going to do half cup of the blueberries.
So, grab your imagination hats and get ready to explore with us. Join us every Saturday at 9 a.m. for new friends, amazing stories, and tons of laughter.
Join us as we explore the journeys of those who defy the odds and break barriers. We dive deep into the stories of triumph.
Sometimes when parenting a child with a special need or whatever disability, family life becomes a bit complicated and you may end up raising the child on your own.
Here, we inspire.
I have a farm which one we showcase with other dyslexic youths and autism how to farm.
Motivate.
It's never easy, but what we do, the best thing is to work with another parent who has an elder child.
Welcome back. We are live. This is Sports Extravaganza. Tony Kwalanda here. This discussion about professional playing internationally, it's a topic we can podcast for the entire week if allowed, but tutafuta sponsors wa sponsor hiyo story. In fact, now nimeamua itakuwa segment kwa Sports Extravaganza. Elisha hapa, whether virtually ama electronically, atakuwa anatupatia majibu yake kwa issue. But of course, I was introducing him today. I'm not alone. Niko na Elisha from, of course, talent is from Obas Sports Management. He's a talent scout and agent. I have the Soy United football team led by the chairman himself, Edwin Ayiro. Tuko na Eric Msonya pale katikati. Then, of course, we have Cedric Siambi, water from say. Then we have my good friend, the gang, Joseph Kuria. Sasa, just before tuende kwa Elisha malizie in the next few minutes, wacha kidogo, of course, tumeongea football sana. I want you to take a breather kidogo. Just the way Soy United are planning to have a women's football team. Women in Kenya are taking up cricket by storm. In fact, they are making cricket very popular, especially the women cricketers who are based in Nairobi. So the sports reporter Marion Chemutai, of course, went and met these women cricketers and filed this story.
Women's cricket in Kenya is gradually gaining momentum, and this can be credited to passionate players across the country. The journey began with few enthusiastic players and has evolved into a thriving community.
I love to play cricket because it helps me to express myself. It helps me to understand myself. It builds confidence in me. Yeah. And also through cricket, I'm able to learn characters that helps keep my life going.
Over the years, the dedication of these pioneers has paid off. Women's cricket in Nairobi and other regions has seen significant growth. Local leagues are now well organized and schools across the country have embraced the sport.
It has been ups and downs, and it has not been the best way we would have wanted it, but the board at the moment is really putting in a lot of efforts to make sure that the women's cricket does develop going forward.
The real turning point came in 2006 with the formation of Women's Cricket Association, a platform for female players to develop their skills.
NPCA has really supported us in that way because we really needed the match practice, so they support us in that way. Certain other clubs in Nairobi also give us friendly matches whenever we are preparing for a tournament.
Currently, Nairobi is a beehive of women cricket activity as they spread the game to other major towns in the country with support from the initiatives.
The East African Character Development Trust, it's a foundation that helps the school children that play cricket. It builds them, it's able to pay school fees for some of them that are performing so well.
In school, we're studying more and we're more focused. And in cricket, it generally builds your personality. It teaches you how to handle losses. It teaches you how to be confident in yourself, and not just on the field, but even outside the field. So I would tell parents and teachers that support the children, encourage them. For local clubs, encourage young girls, pick up a few young girls and train them and let them play with you, let them get match exposure.
Grassroots initiatives are the backbone of this growth, which has given birth to the Nairobi women's cricket.
We need to be getting a team from under 13 and being with them, sticking with them, not when they join high school, they stop cricket. It needs to be also like embraced in schools, because lots of the under 19 girls, when they go back to school, they don't have the time to train, they're not allowed to train. So if we see it in schools, like some other East African countries, they've started introducing the school cricket week, so that like you can see the professionalism of those girls is so much higher because they've been playing, they've been brushing shoulders with the national team players from the time they were 13.
The fruit of this growth can be seen in the participation of the national under 19 team in Rwanda.
We have a lot of upcoming young players, and for sure, cricket for the ladies is coming rapidly. It's growing very fast.
The development of women's cricket is gaining traction in Nairobi and other regions, replicated in other towns to popularize the sports in the country. Marion Chemutai, TV47.
My director, Inonda. Emmanuel, thank you very much for making this show. This is Sports Extravaganza. Thank you, Marion Chemutai, for that cricket story. Yes, I was just rubbing in on what Edwin is planning at Soy. Ajue kuna women cricketers, so kukuwe na women footballers Soy. Sports Extravaganza. We're at the tail end of this show. Many of the comments are coming through thick and fast. Just to read some of them. Soy ni yetu, uni Teddy Mangoli from Soy Top Fan. I think we're mnamjua. Big up to boss Airo for nurturing talents in Lukiani constituency, so in that particular regard. We have, of course, that particular, we found that graphic of Marai Ishahi.
Yes.
Marai Ishahi inakuja saa hii, inachezwa saa hii. Of course, as you answer the questions, the floor is yours. In the next, aki uko na dakika 4.
Thank you. So I have 4 minutes to answer 8 questions.
8 questions.
Number 1.
All the best in that.
About the issue of sports development in terms of the benefits to the team. There is what a team should get, and it should be in the agreement when an agent is signing the player. There is the mandate. It is not there. Then there is the agreement. The mandate is just to say you've given the agent an authorization to represent. Then when there's an opportunity or you are now officially signing the player, there is a development or a training fee that will be included. And when you are enrolling the player in the FIFA Select, is it FIFA Select? Yes, it should reflect so that signing fee or whatever trickles down to the club. That is why we need empowerment so that clubs knows how does it work in terms of, and these are some of the things that Azoba Sports will be willing to offer training through partnership with the teams. You spoke about player value. Player value can only be established when you have gotten to a level of a professional, and it's based on your experience, your input, your, generally what you have been able to achieve. Then it can be able, it's always calculated by mostly FIFA, and then can be able to get. There was a question of the academies that we are working with. We are working with a number of academies, and we are enlarging. What we do is we assess the philosophy and the style of training. Currently, we have academies like Faces Sports. We have academy like Express. We have Blue Bombers. We have Fine Foot in Nairobi. We have T3G or something like that. T3, something like that. They are based around Donholm. We have Ligi Ndogo, but they are not limited. We just have a number. We have got a partnership with the Nairobi International Cup. Actually, we are having the Under-20 tournament coming on 20th, 21st, 23rd. So we are engaging partners, and we are open to any partnership that come through so that you can be able to help grow the football in whichever grassroots level that we can. But we are opening up. If there are those that can say, can you help us to then, in terms of helping us to have an organized academy that you can be able to place. So what we do is, once we have these academies that we have adopted, or we are partnering with them, if we get a player, we can always recommend them to those academies, because they will be able to do a training that works with our system. So you can always invite us for scouting, come and assess what you're doing, come and work with you. We normally insist, if you're inviting me, at least make sure that I have a place to sleep, have a food to eat, and take care of my transport to and fro. I'll come, I will not charge you to do the whatever.
I'll just do it as long as I have a place. I'll not sleep on the streets. I will not sleep on water or just, drink water. And I'm not getting back to my pocket.
Yani tuko na mashamba. Tutakuweka na nyumba mingi.
Yes. So I think that is it. There's so much that you can be able to share. This conversation can continue and continue. Yes. There is so much still to be done. And we are really pushing also with the federation because there are things that we cannot, for example, if you look at, and we are also challenging the federation, let's try to improve the level of our league. Do you know, selling a player in Tanzania is easier than selling a player from Kenya because the level of Tanzania league is higher above the Kenyan league. So if we are able to promote our league to be more competitive and to be quality, then it's easier for us to be able to move our players and even market what we are doing.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
Asante, Elisha.
Do you need to get my contact for those who want?
Yeah, for those who want, how can they reach you?
Yes, so my contact is 0708 666 576.
Aye.
0708 666 576. You can WhatsApp. Please, you see WhatsApp, don't WhatsApp at night. Sometimes I get so many. Just let's stick to working hours and then we'll be able to, you WhatsApp me about football at 11 or at 12. The other duties I may be doing. So please,
Just keep it professional. Yeah, if you keep it professional, you might land a professional contract. If you keep it riff-raff, that's how you lose your opportunity.
So thank you very much, Tony.
Thank you, Elisha, for
Thank you, Murray's father. He's watching. He's told me he's following.
Oh.
Yes. Thank you very much for supporting. And thank you for believing in us. And all parents outside there, thank you for believing in us. Thank you for giving us the opportunity. Please trust us. We believe and we are sure that we'll be able to do this and transform this industry, play our role in the best way.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Tony.
Asante.
Thank you, TV47. God bless.
Thank you very much, talent scout and agent from Oba Sports Management, Elisha Winga. In under 1 minute, chairman, Soy United. I calling you chairman. We'll say my team leader. Can you be chairman? Soy, your last just in under 1 minute as we wind up.
Yeah, for us as Soy United, we are keen on partnerships. And we've developed an exciting brand over the last 8 years. If anybody outside there is looking for a place where there is value in terms of structures and value in terms of the vision and the growth capacity, then Soy United is your home. In matters football across this divide or anywhere else, we are now gearing up to those football elections. I call upon colleagues who will be delegates to take time to reflect on the type of leadership that we really want. Because what we do over this period will determine the type of football that is played, will determine the type of players that we're able to produce and even export outside there. So we need to look at it and vote wisely when that time comes. We as Soy United are also excited about new opportunities. We will soon, to our fans, we'll soon be launching our official season jerseys. Again, please support us, grab those replicas. We have established a new sporting hub within Eldoret City. Please visit, support us, and indeed, we look forward to working with each and every person. And of course, on behalf of my colleagues here, we say special thanks to TV47 for granting us this platform today, and we really appreciate.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Karibu sana, Edwin. Thank you very much. And Soy, Jose, kimalizia.
So I think Soy is doing a good job, and it's just to say congratulations. Continue that way, empowering those young boys out there. And also to Elisha, I think ametuelimisha sana today, and I think like you said, we need that segment alone. I have a lot of questions to Elisha, and ni vile tu nilisema because today we have wacha nitulie kwanza, but I have a lot of questions, by the way. Lastly, before I finish, I just wanted to correct or to critique what Sam said. He said that he has, and I'm not campaigning for anyone for that, for the FKF position. Yeah. So he said he has an academy in the US. But come on, you don't just come to Kenya when you want the top seats. Come on, charity starts at home. So I'm sorry, but I found out that a little bit. Angeacha your part. Lastly, Harambee Stars. We need that win Namibia, tafadhali. Yesterday, kama Shirata tusikiza na anasikia Kiswahili, please play natural striker. Acha kutuwekea mamidi wengi hapo. We really need that win. Yesterday was the simplest game kwa hiyo group. Namibia is a very tough game. Cameroon as well is a very tough opponent. And now again the stadiums again. Now tunaenda tunacheza Kampala. Hatuna mafans. So the government, we need those stadiums ready kama jana.
At least TV47 we sent our 2 girls.
Just before you finish, that's in 5 seconds. I would love to give a challenge. You are outside there. You feel you'd love, maybe you are following internationally. There is an academy internationally or a team that you love to connect us with. We have so many. We have so many players who cannot afford. They are good, but they cannot afford the monies. So please, you can reach us and you can be able to link you with them. You can assess. Then you'll be able to, even if you don't give us the money, just facilitate that transfer or that placement. If you can support financially, if you can partner with us by linking us to another network, please, we'll be open. So my number will be again +254 708 666 576. Thank you.
Asante sana. And that's, of course, where we wind up. Thank you very much to the entire team. Inonda, my producers, Boniface, Mumbi, Alan, Chemutai, Valerie, and the entire sports team. Asante sana. On behalf, of course, of the management of Cape Media, we appreciate that you made time to watch this show. Congratulations to those who won all my 8 airtimes from us. God bless and take care.